What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table, we're playing some Viticulture. Viticulture. We're going to play some Viticulture by Stonemaier Games. We're going to try out the solo mode, which, I'll be honest, I have not played yet. I read the rules. Didn't look too bad. Hopefully I don't get crushed. But if you're looking for a pro strategy here, I can't promise anything. Hopefully we beat the Otama, or however you say it, the solo mode engine in the game. But we're going to be trying it out here for the first time. So I'm super interested because I love this game a lot. Just started playing it a couple weeks ago with the wife. Played it 4 players recently. Yeah, it's good stuff. Tuscany, awesome. All of it's good. I love worker placement. I like little engine building kind of stuff involved in it. I like the complexity level of it. It's a nice change of pace compared to the usual more complex games that I play. But yeah, it's a good game. The theme's pretty good on it too. Even though I look at that box and that does not look like the type of boxes I usually put on my shelf, but yeah, it's a damn good game. But yeah, we're just waiting for some people to show up live. If you are catching this later on YouTube and you want to watch this live and don't want to miss it, hit that subscription or subscribe button or whatever, and the bell beside it so that you get all the notifications when we go live. There's like settings after the bell. YouTube will only like randomly send you notifications for people you subscribe to or something like that. But if you hit the bell, you'll get them more often for the channels you don't want to miss when they go live. And we do lots of live plays here. So if you don't want to miss them, or at least you get the notification, you can catch them later. And Ryan's here. Yo, yo, yo. Ryan, I specifically am doing this stream just for you because you're on vacation this week. I'm totally kidding. I'm doing it also because I want to play this game solo for the first time. And hopefully I don't butcher it. But we'll go over the rules all together. So if you've never played solo before of Viticulture and you kind of know Viticulture, I'll explain the rules kind of high level as I do them, but I'll go over the solo mode in the book. It's like a 1-pager. It's not bad. I did think of you though, Ryan, when I was like, damn, you mentioned yesterday you're off all week. I'm like, oh, I don't have any live streams scheduled yet. Whoops. I was like, they're all evening ones. I realized that none of them were in the day, but I scheduled the Friday for Gasket. I'm going to try to play them tomorrow and figure them out in the day. I have some stream stuff to set up for our evening stream tomorrow because hopefully we'll have 4 players. We're doing an Architects of the West Kingdom 4-player stream tomorrow night, as voted on by our Patreon backers. That was the game that won this week that we're going to play. We may only have 3. We may even only have 2 players as originally planned because right now Ontario, Canada is getting hit by a storm. Huge snowstorms hitting today, and certain areas are going to get hit by more than others. So some of the players we play with are like 30 to an hour away, so they might not want to trek on the highway after a giant snowstorm. So we'll see what it looks like tomorrow, but for sure Mel and I will be playing, but the 4-player may not happen now thanks to Mother Nature. I hope I like Gasket. But yeah, I'll be playing Too Many Bones live stream on Friday afternoon. The usual time I play Too Many Bones streams when I do them. I think 2 p.m. I scheduled it for. I'm going to be trying Gasket out solo, who I got recently, and haven't really cracked him out of the box yet to try him out. So I'm looking forward to trying him out there. Hopefully I'll get a play with him off camera first to kind of try him out and see how he is. I'm just not sure whether I'm going to do Undertow or like regular Too Many Bones with him for the first time. I might go to Undertow. I haven't played Undertow in a bit, so I might get Undertow, go with the enemies and encounter cards and stuff from Undertow with him. But I'm not sure. I like the core set stuff too, and I want to kind of try. I'll do 2 different streams at some point, one with one and one with the other. But yeah, tonight we're doing Aeon's End Legacy live, continuing on with episode 3. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, don't watch it. Spoilers, obviously, if you don't want to be spoiled on that Legacy game. But we are playing through it. There's a playlist at Rob's Gaming Table if you want to watch all the previous episodes. And I've already scheduled the next 2 episodes after the one tonight, so you can go hit Remind Me or whatever, set reminder on them at youtube.com/Rob's Gaming Table to check those out there. And Kevin's here. This or Mage Knight for solo? I've only played Mage Knight once solo so far, and it was only intro scenario, and it's awesome. It's awesome. It's just, man, I gotta spend like a couple days where I just go dark and just play that game and really get into it. It's like, it's a lot to learn, and I want to make sure I have it down before playing it on camera. But Mage Knight's awesome. So far, it's awesome. Like the rules, everything have me enamored. I love it. I was like listening to old podcasts from like 2012, trying to like learn things about it, nuances about it, trying to really get engrossed in it and try to understand it completely. So anybody who's new to it or maybe a little afraid of it, who also watches videos on this channel, maybe I can enlighten them on it and maybe break it down for them and make it not seem as complex or troublesome as it maybe, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's get down to the board here. Let's see. We are gonna go. So this is our setup. So we got we're playing base Viticulture with the Automa solo mode. So you get this little deck here, full of Otama cards. I think is how you say it. That's gonna make it do actions on certain turns, which we'll go over in a sec. But that's the main juice of it. We'll talk about why there's glass beads here and why he's already sitting on the 20 victory point end space. But yeah, so we'll shuffle those up. And we're just playing one player. We're going to be yellow, they'll be blue. And let's jump to the rule book. So this is the official solo version of Viticulture. So the intro here, it's like, man, sometimes you just got trouble playing with people and you want to play Viticulture. I also know I'm getting blown out here. One sec. Where is this? Sorry guys, on the fly lighting adjustment here on my camera that's like blowing me out. Oh, there we go. There we go. You like move around one light and then man, it messes up everything. Okay, so the goal is to have more victory points than the Otama at the end of the game. And this is the part that has me worried. Originally, I was like, yeah, I'm good at Viticulture. I win a lot of these games I've played. This is fun. Hey, Spencer, how's it going? And I can beat 20 victory points. I've done it a few times. I'm usually the one who ends the game earlier than all the other players. But I then see you have to do this in 7 years. 7 years. What is this? What is this? So I'm very interested. It sounds like quite a challenge, actually. The setup. So you set up your own vineyard as usual. So I got mine here. You choose, let me see if I can zoom this in a little more. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so I choose a player color for the Otama, however you say it, place the victory point on the end. Then we place one glass token on each row of the wake up chart. We shuffle the Otama deck and place it next to the wake up chart. And then remove any visitor cards that only give you a benefit if the other player takes an action, which I took out. I had to look up on Board Game Geek just to make sure I had the right ones. And in the base Viticulture Essential Edition, it's just 4 cards to remove. It's the Swindler, Wedding Party, Governor, and Queen. So 2 from each of the decks that like are not good to play with the AI. So that's why I took those out of there. So those are out of the way. 7 years? Yeah, this is gonna yes, this is gonna be a long game. We'll be playing for 7 straight years. So buckle up. Buckle up. You got your coffee? Your truckload of coffee ready to go? All right, so static displays here. How's it going? Oh yeah, a game about wine. Yes, it is a game about wine. I know. The theme is not my usual jam. There's no dragons, no knights. I wouldn't normally buy it, like I said. But when you go look up worker placement, which is a mechanic I love, this game is up there in ratings. Like, fans love it. It's got a huge following. It's a great game. It's well designed. Now that I've played it, I can talk like very highly about it. It's a good game. It's also good for like if you have some gamers that you've kind of like pulled in with some gateway games. They play like Ticket to Ride or Catan with you or something like on that level. This is kind of like a medium-ish weight game you can kind of pull them into next before you really drop some heavy stuff on them. And it is so great. It is so great. I know, but the theme is like, it's a good theme. Like, it fits. Like, making wine, you'd be like, okay. I could get a worker placement game about anything. Anything. There's so many out there. Why would you pick one about making wine? Well, it's a Stonemaier Games, and I love Scythe, so that definitely put it on like my radar of like, all right, I'll check this game out. It's like, Scythe is so well done. I had to see this game. All right, so where was it? So we cleaned out the cards. We got out the visitor cards we don't want to play with. Gameplay. The game plays out season by season using the 2-player action spaces. So that's only the far left space. So the darker filled in space, we're not allowed to use these bonus spaces, but there's a little twist to that there. The wake up chart, you place your rooster token as usual, except that you only place it on a space where there's a glass token. So when you place it on one of the glass tokens, that's why we have all the glass tokens lined up here on the left of the wake up chart. When we pick a spot, we take away the token. Now we know we can't take that spot anymore. But those glass tokens, where does it say? Oh yeah, we gotta keep this noted. The organizer card, hopefully I don't forget this if I see this card. The organizer summoner visitor card, you can't move your rooster. Normally as you move your rooster, I think to like an empty action space take the turn and end the season. But this, you're not allowed to go to row 7 and like take the spare worker. I guess you can only have him once per game. That would be cheating, I guess. It's too good to take that worker. So the Automa cards at the beginning of each season, where you are to place workers, you first draw one of those cards from the deck, this deck up here, and then place either no workers, 1, 2, or 3 of their workers, these blue ones here down in the bottom we're going to use. And let's see here, where is it? Oh, you only do it on the current seasons indicated on the card. So if we get a card, let's see what we get here. So yeah, so it's the red, what are they using? The green and yellow? Yeah, right here. Yellow and green correspond to summer, and red and blue correspond to winter. So for example, on this card, it's a 2 green and a yellow, but one of them's Tuscany. That's what that T is, and we're not playing with the Tuscany expansion stuff. This is my first time playing the solo. I want to see just vanilla what they've offered here. Yes, Ryan, I know I should get Everdell. I know this. Stop reminding me. Anyways, we'll get that eventually. It's on the list for sure. I just think it won't be until March, possibly, when we place our next order. Let's see. Seems like a good game to play with my mom because she loves wine. That's awesome. That's another thing. We have friends that I thought would love it because they go on like wine tours and stuff. They do that for fun, which I've never been on a wine tour, but they actually like drive down to the vineyards. We live near like Niagara Falls, Canada's like 45-minute-ish drive away. So there's like all these vineyards there, and yeah, they love it. They love doing it. So I was like, man, guys, have I got a game for you to play? And yeah, they seem to like it. I don't know. We'll see if they want to play it ever again. But we had fun with them. But yeah, they seem to like the whole theme. The theme wasn't a problem. So if the lack of fantasy sci-fi theme gets too much, just pretend these are the Picard vineyards. Not really huge into Star Trek, but okay. And Dustin says, Viticulture is such a pleasant gaming experience. Have a glass of wine while you play for extra immersion. I know, I need to do that eventually. My wife and I keep talking about doing that, but it's hard. Like, we play on weeknights, and we're like, should we really be drinking on a weeknight? Like, feels kind of weird. I don't know. It's like, drinking while you're gaming. It's like, yeah, we'll see. We'll do it on a Friday night one time for sure. We'll do a stream like that. Keep saying we'll do it. We'll do it eventually. So, so on this card, for example, like I was saying, you would get to do this stuff mainly for the summer, but if you drew it in the summer, you wouldn't do the winter stuff on it. Yeah. And then it says here, additionally, some actions are specifically for the Tuscany expansion. These are marked with a T on the card, and they should be ignored if you're not using the corresponding expansion. So we're going to ignore anything that has a T on it. And their workers do not actually take actions, nor do they gain bonuses. They simply block spaces to simulate an opponent. And on the right side here, bonus action tokens. So these are the glass beads we're doing here. Whenever you choose a wake-up spot at the beginning of the year, remove the glass token from the slot and place it to the side of your vineyard mat. You may accumulate these bonus action tokens from year to year, and you may spend one of these tokens per turn when you place one of your workers on the board. Discard a bonus action token in addition to taking the action. Also gain the bonus of that action. If you do, you may take the action and the bonus in any order. So my understanding, I go here with my rooster, I get glass beads. I can save them up. On a turn, when I pop down a worker, I can use one of them, only one. And if I put it here to sell at least one of my grapes, I put my worker there. I could then spend a glass bead to take the extra victory point bonus. That's how I see that as working. I'm pretty sure, like 99% sure that's how it works. So I could use one every season or whatever I have, or just when I plop down, I could, in the same summer season, I could put down like 3 different workers and use 3 glass beads if I had that many to take each bonus from each one. So I'm not sure what the strategy is, like if you want to like save them up, spend them later to get a whole bunch of bonuses, or as you go through. I would think from playing Viticulture that I would probably want to spread them out a little bit depending on what I really need at the time, and use it when I really need to grab like an extra vine card, or when I'm like trying to get a couple winter cards played or something, just to go with my strategy, kind of save them up till when I need them, like when I'm blocked somewhere and I really need to like get something else going. So let's see what else we have. At the year end, So on the right there, in addition to the usual end of year upkeep, retrieve all Otama workers from the board. And game end, winning or losing. The game ends at the end of the 7th year if you win, you win if your victory marker is ahead of the Otama victory point marker. If they're on the same space, the game is a draw. And if the Otama is ahead, you lose. So there's no, if I'm on 20 and I have more lira than them, I win. It's no tiebreakers like that. You just draw. Hey Matouj, how's it going? It's going good. How about you? Okay, so we got these shuffled up, and I think that's all we need to know. There's an example down here. If you draw this during the summer, you place an Otama worker on the draw, and then a build 1 structure and a plant. If you drew it during winter, you make up to 2. You place it on the make up to 2 wine tokens. And then there's this campaign, which we'll see how our first playthrough goes. We may be doing more than one playthrough today, depending on how quickly this goes, because I can stream for a few hours. So I may check out this campaign play, but it's kind of neat. There's a campaign mode, and I was kind of blown away when I saw this. Talked about it on a previous stream, but actually I kind of read a little bit of it today. So you can play it in campaign mode to add variation and challenge. The campaign mode consists of 8 challenges. You must beat the Otama in each one to complete the campaign. Each time you lose, restart with the same challenge and begin with a number of bonus action tokens in hand equal to the number of consecutive times you've lost. So you get glass beads built up every time you lose, and you can use those hopefully in your next game to finally beat them. That's kind of neat. It's like a little legacy style where they're kind of like giving you a benefit for losing so that they hopefully can keep you pushing on through the campaign. And your score is the number of games you played to complete the campaign. Lower is better, obviously. Each campaign challenge plays like normal, except for a small tweak to the rules. Play these 8 challenges in this order. So for example, if we do the first one here, you don't get a Mama card. Instead, select any 3 Vine cards and plant them as part of setup. You can ignore structure requirements of these 3 Vine cards, reshuffle the Vine deck after you made your choice. That seems really broken, that you just get a whole bunch of vines to start. But a Mama card you wouldn't get? So you'd be starting with less workers and no other cards to start. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because the Papa always gives you like your Grande and some money in a building. The Mama's about getting cards and your little workers. Ooh. So you literally only start with probably your Grande worker. Unless you get a Papa card that maybe gives you like... I've seen one, I think there's one. That gives you like... Yeah, there's one here that gives you like also a small worker or money. So, but I think it might be... Oh, there's another one. Yeah, it might be rare. So 2 out of the whole deck where you could actually get like a little worker. And so yeah, you can see a bunch there. There's some different ones all the way up to 8 challenges. So we'll have a closer look at this if we go to start it today. But we'll try it after if we win this first one. If we don't win the first one, I might just try again to see if we can beat it on regular difficulty. But there is difficulty levels. So if we really get smoked, maybe we start at easy, where you get 3 victory points to start, or very easy, where they're at an 8th year. So if we're really having trouble, you can make it harder, very hard, and you have an aggressive variant if you want to look into that stuff, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, this is really neat. I think it's cool that they included this, so I definitely want to try it out to see. I see this is one of the higher rated solo games out there, and it seems so simple, like so simple. Oh, Mel's here. Nice, I got here before you started. Looking forward to seeing how this works. Yes, I know, me too. Ryan says, this is actually one of the games I brought on vacation, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it works also how it works solo. Yes, I know, I want to see it too. I'm curious. And I haven't played Scythe solo yet, other than like in the digital app. But I don't think that's true solo because it wasn't using like the Automa system. But I want to try that out too after this at some point. Maybe next week I'll do like a Scythe solo where we take a look at Scythe and try that one out. All right, so shuffle up a little bit of these. Shuffle up our mamas and our papas. And let's see. Just make sure I do it in order. So we shuffled up this deck already. Yeah. Oh, you know what we need to do? Let's just do a little bit of shuffling on these decks. Okay. And like I said, I removed the 2 summer visitors that they say not to play with when you're playing solo. And I removed the 2 winter visitors they say not to play with when you're playing solo. Why are all these cards all mixed up? Serenity now, Serenity now. Yeah, I would definitely bring this on vacation. It's not that big of a box. And I'm sure you can take it out of the box and just pack what you need. Worst case, if you're trying to be like plane travel, like really like rip it down to size. Because you can just put like the factions you need in baggies, like just bring enough 4-player stuff maybe, or 2-player if you know you're only playing 2-player or whatever. Yeah, but I've like jammed all the Tuscany stuff in the original box, so it's gotten kind of heavy with like 2 boards in it and all the extra cards and stuff, but it's not too bad, not too bad. Okay, so I like the drafting little advanced variant in the rule book where you take 2 papas and you take 2 mamas, and we'll throw the rest off to the side. And you guys can help me pick. Feel free to chime in here, and we'll see what our options are. So we got the Papa Matt or a Papa Andrew. And here's what they give you. So Papa Matt at the top there, a Grande worker. Then we can get our, what is it, the tasting room? Yeah, tasting room. Or 6, a lira. And then we have Papa Andrew, who has 4 lira. Ooh, I like it when they give me money with my Grande worker. But it's because they're giving us a cheaper building, which I always usually go towards these ones that get you started on planting quicker. But my thought process, what I would think with the Papa, just the Papa alone, I might look at the tasting room because I know early game, I like to go give tours to get money. And obviously if I'm getting no money because I take the tasting room, that turns into me generating money and maybe getting victory points. Or do I go for the trellis? The trellis and just get some cash. And then I use that cash to probably build my irrigation as quick as I can. But yeah, I could go either way on the Papa, obviously. And then we got Mama Casey and Mama Alyssa. And you can see them here. So they both give me 2 workers. But one is more endgame-ish focused is how I look at it. So you could get 2 wine order cards and 1 winter visitor. So it's kind of like later, but at least you have some stuff you know what to work towards. And you don't have to waste actions kind of like seeing that. And that's how you play efficiently, I think, is if you can get a couple wine order cards early and kind of work towards them. You know you have some for sure points kind of coming ahead. Or I can go grab a vine and just see what I get and kind of work with that. And then get some visitor cards, which could lead to victory points. I mean, you don't have to get all your victory points making wines. You can get it by doing the little cheap actions on the winter and summer visitor cards, trying to just rack in points, doing crazy things. So yeah, so let me know what you guys think. I could be swayed either way. I'll try with whatever. But I would personally vote. Yeah, I could go either way. In the past, I would normally pick this just because it gets me making wines quickly. But this 7-year thing, like, I'm assuming I can make a whole bunch of wines and fill orders and everything. Otherwise, that would be crazy to do this in solo, where you wouldn't be able to do basically what the game is themed around. But we have to try to get 20 points. 21 points, actually. So yeah, any thoughts? Any recommendations? Anybody? Anybody? I see you there. I know you're there. I know there's a delay too. But yeah, just top, bottom, Papa, Mama. I'm leaning towards tasting room for fun, just to try it out. Maybe pop a few victory points. Haha, Papa. Pop a few victory points off by going to the tasting room. Oh, but the problem is I need a wine in my cellar to even get that victory point, max 1 victory point per year in the tasting room. And Mel says she'd pick the Mama with the 2 purple cards. Yeah, I know you would. I know you would. But we need to go for winning strategies today, Mel. Not your strategies. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm a horrible husband, I know. I'm only kidding. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I'll probably just go for the cash here. I'll throw away Matt. Okay, and I'll go for the trellis just to get it on the board. That way, if we get a vine. And I could go for this one just to get the vine that I may plant with my trellis and get me a summer visitor to start. I could pick the spot to get the card that I don't kind of get. But I also don't like getting wine order cards early usually because they clog up your hand and it's less chance of me putting a whole bunch of different summer and winter cards in my hand to like pick the best option or a whole bunch of vines to try to plant at one time. So we'll go with this one for sure. So we're gonna get 4 lira and we will get our trellis. Okay. So Mel, you're saying you'd go with this. I'll go with this one. Let's do it. Let's just I don't know though. I think I want to get vines in the ground fast. Since I only have 7 years, I'm actually gonna go with the second option. I'm gonna go with the second option. So that way I get some vine cards to kind of throw into the ground quickly. Maybe I'll grab one here too. Yeah. So grande, 2 workers. Let's go with a vine card. And we got a 3 value white vine card here and a summer visitor. We got the architect, build a structure at 3 lira discount or gain 1 victory point for each 4 lira structure you have built. So when you see that early, I don't want to hold that all game for the victory points, but it could help us get something down cheaper and quicker, which is nice. And then we need a winter visitor card. And we got the crush expert. She's ready to stomp some grapes. Gain 3 lira and draw 1 vine order card or make up to 3 wines. Love this card. Making 3 wines in a shot is great. It just sucks seeing it so early because it will take a while to use it. Again, why I wouldn't want my hand filled up with order cards sometimes this early, because sometimes you're just holding visitor cards till they fire off at full value later. At least that's the way I look at it. Okay. Because you can only have 7 cards at the end of the year. You have to discard down. All right. So grabbing the extra worker early would probably be good. Yep, that would probably be good in spring here. I think I did everything for setup. What are we trying to do? We want to get this planted ASAP. So we're trying to think of what we should do for our first turn. I think grabbing the extra worker is probably good. The only problem is if the Automa player, if we flip both cards one each season and he kind of grabs a whole bunch of things, and then we're stuck with extra workers. But we have so few right now that I don't think it would be a big problem. I think getting it early is usually a good call. And it's cool in the solo game that you don't have to worry about, like, they're always going to go before you. So, but at one point we're going to have to take no bonus. But I think early is better to inject your hand with options and take stuff earlier. But maybe we can get 2 vines planted. So I'm thinking of going to number 2, so I can get a second vine card. The only problem is I don't have the prerequisite to build this one, but I can build a structure at 3 lira reduction, so I can get the irrigation without any money spent using the architect if that spot's open. So I should hopefully be able to build my structure. Worst case, I have grande. But I would love to see another vine card and have 2 planted on the same turn if I can, by possibly using my glass bead to fire this off to plant 2 without using my grande worker. That's the hope. So I probably should just grab, but then again, this spot may be open and I'll grab a vine card anyway. It depends. Like, it's hard to tell what the Automa is going to do to you. So it's like you can make plans, but it's similar to playing multiplayer. If you're lower in the order, that some things just get taken and you're just screwed that year. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, let's just go with the extra worker. And hopefully we can get here, take an extra vine card. Worst case, grande worker there. Hopefully it doesn't block me on planting and drawing a green card. That would be bad. Actually, let's not risk that. Let's just draw a green card. Man, this is tough. Trying to be so efficient every year is like already giving me analysis paralysis here. Yeah, we're going vine card. Let's go vine card. Okay. So that's where we dropped our rooster. So we got a little glass bead that we can spend for a bonus later. So hopefully we can do that. Okay. So now we move on to summer, and we got to draw a card for them, right? All right, we got Automa 21. So of course this jerk's blocking me on the build a structure, but that's good because I want to do it through a summer card anyway. Then we ignore the Tuscany line, and then the last two are winter stuff, so we ignore that. So they literally only block one spot. I thought it might have got more aggressive than that, but I guess there's probably some cards that would have hit harder. This is more of like a winter focus card, I guess. And then in Tuscany, it would have blocked the build one structure or give a wine tour spot in the summer. In the spring, it would have blocked a build one structure. So we'll just drop that there, I guess. Okay, so I should be good to go. All right, so now I really wish I took that extra worker. Oh, I forgot to take my green card, right? Yeah. Whoops. So I got a Merlot. Also needs the same prerequisite of building the irrigation. But a 3 and a 3, I mean, that's like perfect for my 6 field, I think. Okay, so let's do what we were saying. So let's go here, play a summer card, clear a card out of our hand, and we'll build a structure at 3 lira reduction. So we'll get our irrigation. Boom, done. Okay, and then how do we do this? Mel says, do you shuffle those cards so they are random, or do they escalate? No, they're shuffled. We shuffled them earlier, yeah. So it's random every time. And then we'll draw a new one at the start of winter. So every time you play, like depending when you draw it in summer or winter, this card will do different things. You could see it later in the game, earlier in the game. So it's like different every time. You kind of don't know what they're going to do. But it is built, like I said, for Tuscany. So the T spot on the card, you can totally get the Tuscany board out and play with those expansions and stuff. And there's cards that are in there. You just ignore that stuff when you're playing without it. So we planted there, or we got our building. And I think we'll just go to plant. And I'm going to use my glass bead. I'm going to spend it to do the bonus on this one to get 2 planted. And so we'll do the plant and then plant +1. And we'll throw these 2 in our 6 value field. So I have a 3 and a 3 of each color there. I feel like we should pass, and then we will draw a in the fall, I guess we'll draw a winter visitor card. Or do we still want summer because we're doing for prepping things? I'd love to get the cottage to start getting more visitor cards more often. And Alex Rosales, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So we are going to, let's go with a summer visitor card. And we got the Sharecropper. So this one is plant 1 vine card even without the required structure or structures, or uproot and discard 1 vine card to gain 2 victory points. Yeah, that would be good late game for some bonus victory points. Again, more late game cards that I don't really need right now, but and it sucks I built my structures, but either way I can plant an extra 1 if I get blocked on planting in the future. So that's kind of good to have that out. All right, so on to winter. So we're going to draw another one of these cards. And we got the 14 card. So we're in winter now. So I think he's going to block the draw here. And he's going to block the make up to 2 wine tokens. Whatever, man. Whatever. Faked you out. I'm not going there. I only have 1 guy left. Okay. So then I'm going to go with... I think we're just going to harvest. I only have 1 field. I just want to get some grapes going in Asian. I don't know what I'm working towards, but hey, getting some 3 of each in there is probably a good call. Probably should try to get my other worker, actually. Yeah, that's probably the better call. It's tough. It's tough, tough, tough. Yeah, I think we're okay. Let's just go for the worker. And I'll spend 4. Let's train the worker. Should probably do it. Should probably do it. It's better investment here. Yep. I think that's what we'll go with. All right, that's it. That's the end of the round, end of the year or whatever. Age of Grape and Wine tokens, don't have any. Retrieve my workers. Okay, yeah, I should have took this gray guy, I think, but I think it worked okay. Collect residual payments, don't have any. Discard down to 7 cards, I only have 2. And rotate the first player token counterclockwise. Well, I don't think that's happening. So these guys will get collected, returned here. And get our rooster back. So what's next? What do we do? I feel like this worker is probably a good call right now. So really get some production going. I'd love to get some money to make another worker. I'm going to do that. Selling a field sounds like a good idea. Yep. Okay, so let's go with number 7. We'll take the extra worker, get a glass bead for a bonus token, and now we'll draw a card for the beginning of summer. And they're going to block the give a wine tour, and they're going to block the sell a grape, and that's all. Both things I wanted to do this year. Awesome. But if we could sell with the Grande, worst case, and then just let's think here. That's tough. Only 7 years, man. That's crazy. But let's see what we can do. Can we get another field down? Okay, let's go for let's draw a vine card. And we got a 1-point red. Do we want to draw an extra? I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, let's sell. Let's go here and sell our. What do we want to do? Should we do our 7 value? So we only pulled a 1 red. If I sell the 5, so what I'm looking to do is hire a worker for 4. And if I can, maybe build this turn. And maybe build my yoke as a backup so I can start harvesting even if I get blocked. Because I wouldn't have my Grande worker. So it would kind of keep me safe there. But yeah, I'm going to sell a field. Maybe I'll go crazy and just sell the big one for 7. That way maybe I'm not chasing money as hard, but that could be a bad play. Could be a bad play. I don't know. I don't know. So we sold a field. Not the one I would normally sell, but I'm trying to be aggressive here with the 7 years. Maybe it's not as short as I think it is, but it just feels like you have to be like really aggressive. What should we build? So we could build the yoke. We could build a cottage, start grabbing visitor cards and go that route. Yeah, let's go. Let's go here. And we'll just build the yolk for 2. That way we can harvest if we get blocked out here, at least. Okay, so I have 2 workers left, so I'm trying to go for harvest and train a worker. I could always use my crush expert if those are blocked to try to gain 3 lira that way and draw my first order card to know what I'm working towards. I would love to save that to make 3 wines off the hop, but we'll see what I get also during the fall. So I will pass. In the fall, I'll take a winter visitor card. We got the scholar, who will let us draw 2 vine cards or pay 3 lira to train a worker. And you may lose a victory point to do both. That seems aggressive. I like that. I like that. All right, so we're going to draw a new card, see what they do in the winter. And they are going to block the draw and the fill, which I'm okay with because I'm not ready for that yet. But that means they're going to start doing things I want to do eventually and start blocking those when they get those cards. We'll see. Okay. So now we have 2 workers. Man, paying 3 to only train a worker, that seems good. So I'm going to go to the play a winter visitor card. And we'll play the scholar, who will let us draw 2 order cards. And we are going to lose the victory point and pay 3 lira to train a worker. Okay, yeah, that seems good. So what do we get for order cards? So we just need classic reds and whites on 2 separate cards, though. I don't like that. Don't like that. I like filling bigger orders on single cards, but we'll try to do the best with what we have, I guess. Okay, so we got a worker left. We don't need to really hire. I don't have the lira for it anyway. I guess I could play a glass bead to fire off this other card to gain 3 lira and draw, and then I can get on my other worker and have it done. So yeah, I probably should do that. So let's do the bonus action on this one. And I'll spend a glass bead to play my other card, the Crush Expert, who will gain me 3 lira and draw a vine card, or wine order card, sorry. There we go. So this is a 5 white to get 2 victory points. Again, small victory points and 1 residual. And that's that for that card. So then I'll spend my last worker to go here. I really should harvest though. Man, but a worker is a worker. Let's just go here. Let's get the workers out of the way. So I'll go here, spend 4, and get my last worker. 1 lira remaining. All right, so I'm done. So we're gonna age our grape and wine tokens. Haven't even made any yet. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Retrieve workers. And this guy goes back. I feel like I'm too slow already, but we'll see. We will see. I'm negative a victory point already. This is not good. Okay, so what should we do? I feel like getting a visitor card is probably best right now. So I'll take the bonus. What do we do? Let's go for... Let's go for a summer. We got the wine critic. Lets us draw 2 winter visitor cards or discard 1 wine of value 7 or more to gain 4 victory points. Well, that's kind of crazy. That 1 wine of 7 or more could get me more victory points than any of these cards here, which is cool. But I don't know. Is just drawing to winter was better? Maybe. Maybe. Okay, let's see what they're doing. So we ignore the first one. And the harvest the field. No, this is doing nothing in the summer. Because it's all winter stuff. So they're literally doing nothing. They've decided to pass. All right, so it's all wide open. We need to get some grapes in the crush pad. So let's take our little worker army here. So I think we need to get vine card. And it's a 1 white. So I have a 1 red and a 1 white. It's fine, I guess. It's kind of sucky actually, but we can get our medium cellar going. Planting. So planting is important right now. Getting our medium cellar going at some point. Harvesting is what we want to do this year. Making wine if we can. Like, these are important. So we gotta save our grande worker for the harvesting minimal or making wines. So let's keep 2 guys at least for winter. All right, let's do. So let's get rid of this summer visitor card, Sharecropper, to plant. Oh man, wish I had better vine cards though. Let's just do this one. To plant 1 vine card even without the required structures. That's whoopie-doo. A 1 white. Okay, let's go to the plant to plant the other one. All right, let's now feel like we can pass there. Yeah. Or I guess we can just do this. We'll do the harvest on our own board. Let's harvest the 3 red and 3. Actually, we'll harvest the 1 and 1. Okay, the 1 and 1 have been harvested. We got some grapes in our crush pad. Some very cheap grapes. All right, so we'll pass there. We'll go to fall. Let's draw a winter visitor card. We got the aggressor. Gain 1 lira for each card in your hand, or discard your hand. Minimum of 1 card to gain 2 victory points. I like that one. Gain some lira for our medium cellar that we want to get to eventually. Let's see what the Automa does. So they're literally just going to block the play. So very light this time. Very light. They're not really doing much this round, or this year. All right, so let's harvest the other field. So we need a 3 and a 3. Whoops. Okay. Okay. So we have a grande left. We can make up to 2 wines. Can make it 3, but I think we'll just go with the 2. Yep, let's make up to 2 wines. So let's try to get one of these cards done here. So let's go with our reds. How do we want to do this? No, let's do a red and a white, I think. Maybe we use our bonus here. It's tough without the medium cellar though to go. Just do the 3 red and 3 white. then they won't age. So that's probably bad to do right now. So let's do the 1 and 1, I guess. But then that sucks too. I'd like to combine those with others. Yeah, it seems dumb. Yeah, let's just do the 3 and the 3. Yeah, sucks. I don't have my medium seller yet. My bad. All right, so we're done there. Year end. Age of grape and wine tokens. Can't do the wines. Collect residual payments. Retrieve our workers. Okay. Whoops. Watch out. All right. So now where to go? Oh, did we discard down? We're good on cards. Yep. Man, 4 years left. Ooh. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing something right. So now we need to get these sellers going for sure. So I guess we'll go to get some cash. I think is the right way to go about it. So let's take a lira. All right, let's see what they're doing in the summer. So they're going to block the play of the summer visitor. They're going to block the selling and buying of a grape or field or whatever. And that's all. All right, so we can give a tour, which will get us to, I think we do that, 2 lira. And with the 2 lira, now we have 4. We go to build a structure. Let's get rid of that 4 lira. Let's get our medium seller going. We could draw a vine card and plant. But I feel like harvesting a 3 and a 3. It's probably better not to like waste a worker there, to be honest. If we can go there, but if we can't, maybe we just wait. Maybe we wait. Because going there, we could be more efficient if we go here and use the glass beads, but then also that can be used later to fill. And it doesn't let you fill extra wine orders actually. It's only making and harvesting is where I want to be using my glass beads going forward, I think. And I only have 2 fields, so yeah. Could go for a vine card, get something hopefully that fits in here. Has to be 3 or less. Could help us out. I want to try to get the money for cards in hand thing, so that might work too. I have a feeling they're gonna like take a few of these spots, which could be a problem. And we can always take this harvest later, even in the winter. So let's go grab a vine card. We got a 2 white. Okay, that's kind of helpful. All right. Might as well plant it, I guess. But then again, I want to... no, maybe we hold it. Maybe we just hold it for now. Maybe we hold it for now. Trying to think. So if I do the plant now, it only leaves me 2 workers left for harvesting, making. And I would love to harvest here if I can, or I use the glass beads to just harvest once there and the other worker to make. But I also would love to go here to make money, so I'm going to pass actually there and just hold that vine card. That could lead to more money with the assessor by getting a lira for each card in hand. So that could be helpful. So we'll pass. Let's draw a winter visitor. We got the merchant. Pay 3 lira to place 1 red and 1 white grape on your crush pad, or fill an order and gain an extra victory point. See, that's what I like to see. That's good. I like that. So I'm at 7 cards in hand. Yeah, so we also can use the glass beads to do extra winter visitor cards when we need to be efficient, I think. But that's really what I should be looking forward to using them all as, especially in these last few years. Because we need to start shooting up on victory points soon. I need to be filling orders. Getting residuals is something I never get early in the game, but that's something I need to work on trying to fire off. But okay, so let's see what they're going to do. So they're just blocking the train a worker. Yes, I don't need to go there anymore, sucker. Fooled you, AI player. All right, so let's see. We can go to town. So it's the most efficient way to do this. What are we trying to get done? Trying to get more grapes, more wines. Harvesting twice would be good. So we can get 3s and 1s in our crush pad full. And making, I really wish I had that other card to make up to 3 wines. But we can use glass beads to help us do that, I guess. All right, so for sure, let's harvest. And let's harvest both using a glass bead instead of stupid. Let's grab one from here. So we got from there. So that's gone. So we only have 1 bonus left. So we're going to harvest both of these. See if I can pick these up off the mat. So we'll do the 3 and the 3. And the 1 and the 1. I'm a cheap winemaker. I don't have expensive anything. Everything's in. It's like the first level here, and I'm in year 4. Doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good for this solo play. All right. So I have no sparklings or no blush wines to work toward, but like I have all these cheap grapes, which are great for doing those. Do I want to grab some fill order cards, or do I just want to make wines? Because this is literally only 3, 6, 7, 8 victory points. Like this is nothing. So many grapes to do it. I think I need to look for purple cards. Let's look for purple cards. Where is my worker? Man, nothing but trash. 4 victory points, a little better. Nothing but trash. All right. So we are going to, oh, maybe that was bad. So we should go, yeah, I guess we're just making reds and whites. Sad, sad stuff. Yep, let's make some reds and whites. Okay, and we'll use a glass bead. Should we? We can make, let's do a 2 and a 2. So that's our 2 wines. I mean, another bead can get me 1 more. That doesn't seem good. Just need to draw some blushes and sparklings and we're like rolling. That's all I need. I guess we can get another card with this next year. All right. Yeah, we'll save the glass. And we'll discard. Let's discard this 5 one there at the year end. So let's age our stuff. Okay, retrieve workers. So we're down to our 7 cards. No residuals because we suck. These guys here. And this goes back. All right. So we're definitely going to take another vine card. We'll get another bonus glass bead. Or a wine order card. There we go. But still only 4 victory points. Man, you need to get like that one juicy sparkling or blush that's like super high and just go nuts on it. But this is not looking good. Unless we can just fill a lot of cheap orders. It just sucks that it's like a separate action for each card. I like where you're just doing one order but getting tons. It just feels like less workers wasted, but I guess then you're spending more workers in the back end to get all those wines made. So I don't know which is more efficient. Okay, let's see where this guy's going. He's going to block the draw a vine card. That's fine. And he's going to block the give a wine to her. That's fine. Oh, and that's it. All the rest are Tuscany. All right, what are we trying to do here? I don't have enough to build the large cellar. I still have some time to do that, I guess. I guess we could just plant. Yeah, let's just plant that one in there. Okay. I think that's going to be it. I don't see anything else I want to do in the summer other than really give a wine tour for some cash, but that is fine. I guess I could play this guy. This guy will draw me 2 winter visitor cards or discard a wine of 7 or more to gain 4 victory points. I'm kind of saving it. I want to do that. Discard the 7 or more wine for 4 victory points. I think is more important to kind of get me out of a jam later. So I'll probably pass there, actually. I think. Hold on, let's see. Harvesting possible. Make, fill, play. Winter card. So yeah, I'm going to pass. Let's go with a winter visitor. We got the discard 1 wine to gain 4 lira if it is the most valuable wine in any player's cellar. No ties, gain 2 victory points. So I'm tied right now. I can't even do it with myself. That sucks. All right, let's see what they're doing. So they're going to block the make up to 2 wines. Of course they will. And the fill order. Ugh. Oh, see, I knew they would get me eventually. All right. So let's see what we're going to do here. So let's harvest. We'll get a 3 and a 3. Let's play a blue card. We'll do the assessor. He's the one who's going to let us gain a lira for each card in my hand. Or, oh, actually, let's draw an order card first. Okay, there's a better one, a blush and a red. Let's see if we can. So we'll play the assessor. Okay. Who now will get us gain 1 for each card in your hand. I don't know if this one counts, but I'll gain 8 lira at least because I have 8 cards in hand. I don't know. I think you're playing it and then you discard it. I would assume it includes itself. So that would be 9. I think that's how we played it before. If anyone knows in the chat or has a comment on that, well, let me know. I don't know the official if there's been like a ruling or a FAQ on that one. But yeah. All right. Oh, I forgot to put my guy there. So that's the play. And now I guess I should harvest. I spend a bonus to play another one of these winter visitor cards? No. Maybe. Maybe. Can I fill an order right now? I can. I can fill either two of these. I can cheat it with this card and get one down with the Grande. So we can get two of these out of our hand right now instead of just tossing. And a few cards out of our hand, actually. And maybe we can get it so we have one of these as our most expensive wines in there. But we are preventing ourselves from making. But that's fine. Grapes can sit in your crush pad and age. That's fine. It's just going to kind of block me from pulling 3 off that again. How do we want to do this? We have 2 left. Can make. No, I think we just go fill here and just clear out some stuff in our cellar. Then we'll start chasing some of these higher victory points. Okay, so what we'll do is a worker. We'll do the play with the extra glass bead. Was it one? Yeah, this guy, merchant. So we'll do this here. Or I guess we'll spend it or whatever. And we'll do this merchant, who will let us to fill an order card and gain an extra victory point. So we'll just do this white here, I think. Yeah, so 3 and a 4 white. Okay, we get 3 victory points. We're flying. And 1 residual. Okay. Oh, we get an extra victory point for it thanks to the merchant card here. Boom. All right. And let's do... Could just harvest and make, or we can fill then make. Let's fill another order. Let's go for this 4 and 3, which we have. It's for another 3 victory points. And 1 more residual. Okay. You got cheap grapes, cheap vines, cheap grapes. You got to make the cheap wines. I'm the discount wine seller selling to Walmarts exclusively here. Low-class wines at Rob's Vineyard. That's what you're finding today. All right, and this last guy, he wants to, I don't know what he wants to do. I guess harvest. Yeah, he's got to harvest. I would have liked to make with one of them and then fill with the other, but they blocked me. So let's harvest over here. So we would get a 3 white and a 1 red, but we're kind of blocked in, so we're just going to go 1 and 1 anyway. And load up our crush pad. And that's going to be that. So we got 1 bonus spare here. So let's age our grapes and wines. So let's go. Actually, I guess we can just move this one around here. And same with this. Okay. Collect our workers. Rooster, these guys. Okay. And then we want to collect residuals. We actually get some this time. We get 2. All right. Discard down to 7. We're good. And where are we picking? I guess we'll just pick the first player one, get a glass bead. Actually, no. Let's just get the victory point. Whatever. Go to 7. So we're at 7 points. 7 points. We got to get 12 more. I see we got a way to get 6 more here. And we just filled 2 of these wine orders. We're good. But can we do that? So I want to get my large cellar built. That's something. Oh, let's get this guy over here. All right, so let's see what they're going to do here. So they're blocking the draw vine card. That's fine. They're blocking a build a structure. Of course they are. after I just talked about building my large cellar. And they're going to block the plants. Going summer heavy this time. Okay. So making wines is super important this time. And filling. Well, might have to go grande on the build a structure. That sucks. Or we just, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I think we do it. Do we need it yet, though? I don't know if we really need it, but like in the final year, like all my wines are values 4s and 5s and stuff. I really don't need my large cellar, to be honest. That may be a waste, but then like what else am I doing with this money? It's kind of a waste of playing a card or using a glass bead, maybe. Trade then. It's 2 years left. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? So many workers. Can't do the summer card. I need more visitors. Should have did my cottage. That's really what I should have built. Built the cottage. So I could just have a whole whack ton of visitor cards and get more efficient plays. Yeah, let's... So harvest, harvest, make, fill, fill if I'm lucky. Could just save them all for winter. Is there anything in summer I care to do? I don't see anything. Sell at least one grape or buy. I guess I could sell grapes and just use the glass for victory points. Worst case, that's another way. Might have to do that in the last year. But it's open right now. Could get me to 8 victory points right there, but that's not the smart way to do it. Could just buy our field back, but I won't be planting it. I got 1 year left. Yeah, I'll just pass. I'll pass. Let's grab a winter visitor. Choose to draw 1 vine, or a 1 order card, sorry. Upgrade your cellar at the regular cost or gain a victory point. Well, that is a good play. Since I didn't build a structure this turn, that could be helpful. I don't really need the large cellar though, again. Unless I just want to pop a wine up in there ahead so I could use it for this taster who could discard the most valuable wine in any player's cellar for 2 victory points. But I don't know if that's the best way to spend those wines that I make. Okay, so let's see what they do. Please don't block me too hard this time. Yes, they are. Oh, the harvest of field. Damn it. That's fine, I guess. Build 1 structure, that's not us. Or train, that's good. That's actually good, I think. All right. So we could, if we just focus on these orders, I think we're okay. So we could go play 2 cards at the winter visitor spot, but we need to make first. So let's go to make. And we probably should do 3 wines because we'll need, yeah, we definitely need to make 3. So we'll spend a glass bead to make 3. Let's see how we can do this here. So if we do the 5 white, 3 on the red. That's 2. We can make another one. So let's make, need at least a 4 blush. So let's combine these 2 reds for a 6 blush. And that's our 3 wines. And then we still need to make another white, another red, another blush. So another blush is 2 reds. We have one there already. Another red. Should be good with what we have. Okay, interesting. We'll have just extra whites. Ooh, this whole discarding one to gain extra. Maybe instead of the blush right now. So that was a 6 blush. So that was a 2 red and a 4 red grape. No, I think we still do that. I think we don't care about this for now, unless we get a chance to make extra wines. Yeah, let's do it. So 6 blush. Yeah, it clears off some grape space there to help harvest. So let's go with harvesting. Or actually, should we use our grande for that? And a glass bead. Whoa, man. Oh, man. Or we need to fill twice with our grande. So let's harvest here. Do a 3 red and a 1 white. So we can't get a 3 white in there. Boom. Let's fill. Let's fill this 3 red and a 5 white. And that's going to get us 4 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're at 11. Another residual. 3 workers. See, I think making might be the better call. I should have probably did that before I harvested. I'm at 11. I need 9, 10 more. 10 more victory points. I have 8 here. Yeah, this is tough. Okay. Wait, if I make 2 more. Oh, to do the 4 victory points off here, I need to have the large cellar. So let's go here. Let's do the craftsman, where we can upgrade our cellar at the regular cost. So let's spend 6 lira, get our large cellar. We could also draw a purple card or gain a victory point. I think we'll gain a victory point. Although that purple card could be something more achievable. It wouldn't be just blushes, which we need more red grapes for. could harvest. I already have one blush. Just need one more blush, another red. Yeah, I think we might be okay. So yeah, we'll just do the victory point. So I'm at 12, and I built. So okay. Tough choices in this, man. Tough choices. All right. So now, I have a glass bead. Could play the other one to discard that blush, but I don't think that's smart because I need it. If I place the Grande worker, I could make some more wines and use this to make a third. But I also could harvest. No, let's make, I think we're good. Let's make, yeah. All right, so let's go Grande. Actually, we probably should first draw a purple card before we do anything crazy. And just a 4 blush for 2. It's interesting. Probably not worth it, but it's something just in case. Could draw a second one with this glass bead, but I don't think so. I think we'll do the Grande at make. We'll spend our last glass bead here to make an additional, so we can make up to 3. So let's make yeah, let's make what's this, blush of 8? If we harvest next, we can easily get a blush of 4. Yeah, let's clear these out for a blush of 8. Or actually, we need a 4 red. So we probably shouldn't do that. Let's leave a 3 red grape there to age. Let's just do a 5 red. And then for white, let's do a 4 white. And a 2 white. No, let's do a 3 white. Hey Mark, how's it going? Nice game as always, but you need Tuscany. Hey, we have Tuscany. We played Tuscany. We played Tuscany in our last stream. I'm just trying solo base right now. Just trying it out. Seeing how it is. I'll eventually mix Tuscany in for sure. I do have Tuscany. I do have it. I had the board here. I was thinking of cracking it out after playing this one if it went too quickly, but I think we might try the first of the campaign play after this one. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what we're feeling after we're done this one. We'll see how bad I get crushed. If I get crushed, then I'm going to try this again and just play another playthrough. Shuffle up the cards, see how it comes out. See if I can figure out the strategy of this. This is literally my first time playing this solo on Viticulture. Yeah. So I think that's that. All right. So let's age our grape and wine token. 7, 6, 5, 4. Age. Okay. Retrieve our workers. Okay, collect residuals. We get 3 lira. What else do you do? Discard down to 7. I'm good. Rotate first player, sure, whatever. Okay, we're obviously going to number 1. Getting our final glass bead. Oh, I feel like I wasted some of those there. All right. See what's happening. So they're blocking Give a Tour. That's fine. They're blocking Plant. I'm okay with that. And that's it. All right. So what do we need to do here? We are at 12. We need 9 victory points. Could discard this blush alone and get 4 victory points out of it, which I think might be key. It's better than spending a blush to get like 2 victory points here or joining up with one of these. But that was a blush. That's hard. And they're not going to age anymore. This is the final year. I can get myself 2 more red grapes. That only leads to 1 other blush. All these cards have blushes. This is so bad. So bad. How do we want to do this? I could draw some Vine Order cards that are just white wines that aren't too expensive. That'd be good. Well, I guess we will harvest. Should we? Should we? Could play the summer card. So I want to play the summer card. And the problem with this summer card is I could draw 2 winter visitors and hope for the best, or just discard 1 wine of 7 or more to gain 4 victory points. That seems huge to turn this blush into 4 victory points. Otherwise, I'm just using it with one of these other wines to try to make a 4 card. That seems inefficient. So I probably should just do this, but I don't know if that's going to screw me. But I'll do it. So 7 or more. Let's discard this blush. It's the most expensive wine I have. That's fine. Okay, discard 4 victory points. So we're at 12. We'll go to 16. Okay. So now I don't know if we'll be able to get more than one of these other wines filled. I could discard the most expensive to gain 2. So that's 6 points right there. That's all I need. And I could also be cheeky and get glass bead on one of these. So I should be okay, but it all depends what they block. But I think I can narrowly get it, but I now need to get 1 blush, and that's it. And I think I'm okay. So let's harvest here, and we'll do the they'll do the left field here. So 1 red, and it would be a 3 white, but it'll just be a 1 white. Okay. Yeah. I think that's it. So fall, we'll obviously go for a winter visitor. Choose 2, harvest 1 field. Oh, make up to 2 wines or fill 1 order. Yeah, that's good. I might need that. Jack of all trades. All right. Let's see what the Automa is doing to us here in the last round. They're blocking the play a blue card. That sucks. And the train worker, which we don't care about. But worst case, Grande has to go there then. But I probably want to do Grande on a spot where I have a worker to get double duty done here. But we'll see. Played the base game 3 times solo and lose. So next time with Tuscany. Aren't you supposed to win a bunch and then move on? Glowing Turtles here. How's it going? I have heard many good things about this game. Yeah, it's a great game. I'm having fun with the solo. Maybe not the most entertaining stream ever, as I realize, as my brain's just cooking here as I'm trying to think out the strategy. But the clock of 7 years is really something that when I read that, I was like, Oh man, I definitely take way more than 7 years to get above 20 victory points when I play. Normally with other players, I'm pretty sure more than 7 years has to be. Because you're going at the pace of everyone else, right? You're trying to get lots of things done. But then in those games, some of those games I get over 25 victory points I've gotten once before. But I definitely didn't do that in 7 years, that's for sure. Okay, so we took our card, we saw what they're doing. Now our actions. So it's great. Harvest, make, and fill are all wide open. But do I have enough grapes to get it going here? So I have this trickery card. So I have cards up here to help me make extra wines and stuff, but I may not need to use them, and they block. So let's just see here. So let's start firing off some orders where we need to get some blushes. I only have 2 red grapes. I'm only able to get 1 more red grape this turn, so I can't get more than 1 blush. And that's 4. I'm at 16. That would get me to 20. Then I just need to do one other thing to get me a victory point. And I win. So I could just do it on the fill with the glass bead. That's cheesy. That's super cheesy. All right, let's just try to fill an order. Okay, so let's harvest. And we'll harvest our last one, which is not even going to get us a white grape, but we just want it for the 3 red. Okay, so both fields have been harvested this year. Can't do any more. So let's go with... Do we just draw a purple card? Do we have spare for that? I don't know if we have spare workers for that. Okay, let's go with... I think we just fill for 5 victory points because we'll just spend the glass bead here. I don't see, unless we try to dig for a purple card that lines up by spending the glass bead there to draw extra, or we could be efficient, go with our grande worker here to the blue spot, use a glass bead, our last one, our bonus action token or whatever, to fire off both of these winter visitor cards, and one could let us make 2 wines and fill an order right off that. We wouldn't even need to go here. And the other one, we could discard 1 wine to gain 4 lira. We don't care about that part, but if it's the most valuable wine, no ties, we get 2 victory points off that. So that's a way. That's just using this guy. We can make wines, fill, and get 2 victory points using bonus action token and that guy. Then we'd leave the other 2 for making wines, filling an order. But I don't think I have enough to fill the orders because I don't have enough red grapes to make blushes anymore. So I really only can fill 1. So maybe, I think we have enough to go here. And let's draw. I think 2 guys left. I should be good if I math that out correctly. He lets me make and fill. So I could make my blush. Fill this 4. Or this 4. And then whatever, it would leave 1 wine that's the most, where I could discard it for that. Yeah, let's draw purple. Unless I mess that up. Oh, a 6 and a 6. Red and white. For 5 victory points. I wish I saw something like that earlier. 2 residuals. Yeah, I just needed something that's a little more beefy. Because even that I could fill with the medium cellar. All these crappy 4 cheap wines. Glowing Turtle asks, would you be interested in trying the Drifter? Never heard of it. I would be happy to send you a free copy from DriveThruRPG. I don't know what the Drifter is, Glowing Turtle. I'm not sure. Is it an RPG? I don't really play RPGs if it is one. I'm curious. Drifter. Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. Maybe email me and we can talk after the stream. My email address on my YouTube page should be there. Or you can hit me up on Facebook. Go to Rob's Gaming Table page on Facebook and just shoot me a message on there. That should be a good way to get in touch with me. But yeah, I'll look into it and we can chat. I don't know if it's right for my channel or not. I don't know anything about the game. I do see it on BGG here, but there's not much info about it. So Yeah. All right. Thank you for the offer. We'll chat. All right. Okay, so let's what were we doing? So we drew different card. So let's go with our Grande here. And then we'll play 2 cards using our bead. So it's our last action bead, if I can pick it up. All right, that's gone. So first card we'll play is the make. I don't think it matters the order right now, but we'll do the choose 2, harvest 1 field, or make up to 2 wines, or fill 1 order. We'll do the make up to 2 wines. So we'll do that blush. We just need a blush of 4, but we could get to the blush of 6. We just don't have a white 6. That's the problem. So we can't fill this more higher price one just because we're short on white. So let's just go with, we'll just spend these a red 3 and a red 1 to become a blush 4. Okay, and then I guess we just need to make sure this other card hits off. I think we're good with this other red just becoming a 4 red, right? Yep, so that guy's done. So I spent the glass bead. I'll do the other one. Oh no, the fill. I can do the fill on it, right? So let's do this red 4 and the 4 blush that I just made to get me a residual and 4 victory points to get me to the 20. We're tied, not winning yet. Okay. And then this other blue card, which we played using our last glass bead action token, we can discard a 1 of any wine. So we'll discard the 6 red. If it's the most valuable in any player's cellar, which it was at the time of discarding, I gain 2 victory points. Bang, bang. So we beat him there. And I do have 1 worker left. But again, I can't fill any of these wine orders. So yeah, it doesn't even make sense. Yeah, so we just have 1 extra worker just kind of doing nothing. I probably should have, I couldn't get a victory point there either. Yeah, we could just go like make 2 wines, whatever. Boom. Yeah, so we're done. Age grape and wine tokens, not that it matters, I don't think. Retrieve workers, again, doesn't matter. And collect residuals. So we get 4 more lira. And we get the workers back. Okay, so I beat him by 2 points. I'm sure I could have done better, a little more efficient. I mean, drawing all these blushes, like every single wine order I felt like I drew had a blush on it, except for those first couple. But yeah, lots of cheap wine orders filled, I guess. But yeah, just getting all those blushes piled up and not having enough red grapes. Maybe if I had another field, that was maybe kind of constricting me a little bit. But obviously the money I got flooded in the end. So there's probably something more efficient I could have done there with not selling my field and was a little slow building my cellars. Yeah, I find when you only have 2 fields, it's like you're a little restricted. But I had only cheap wine orders, so it wasn't that bad really. And they only needed 2 each. Some were singles, but I did toss away a single that I could have kept there at the end. I knew that would bug me later too. I think I threw away, I forget which one, I think the 5 white for 2. I should have probably just kept that at the time and got rid of all the multiple blushes so that I would have had that for a 2 victory point, like escape. Because I definitely had more white wines than I needed, and I planted the higher value whites. So yeah, it's tough. Just looking back, it's just like, yeah, you definitely could see where you could have maybe did things more efficiently. But you also have to play with what you're dealt and how this guy, how the Otama deals it out there too. But yeah, so we won our first game of solo. That's good. Yes, watch it from the start. I say at the very start, I'm like, it's my first time playing solo. Don't watch me for strategy. I haven't played the game that much. Stay away. But now I can say, yeah, super, super awesome strategy. No, there was definitely lots of inefficiencies I did. I'm still trying to figure this game out, but the 7 years, every year felt so stressful. I didn't even fill an order till year 4. So it was like, and I had no cute victory points off of visitor cards yet either. So I thought that, by middle of the game, you want to have like, 5 or so victory points at least. But I was actually like negative at that point by 1. But yeah, that was cool. That's very cool. But yeah, this is just the start of solo. There's like a campaign mode with 8 challenges, all different like tweaks. And then there's the change in the difficulty. If you find it too easy, they have ways of making it harder at multiple harder difficulty levels. So you just like kind of notch it up a little bit, try again. Or if you're having trouble, you can notch it down and try to make it easier, which is cool. I like that. I like that a lot. So let's try. We can do another one here. Okay, let's look at. So Glowing Turtle, just email me. It's just robsgamingtable@gmail.com. You can just email me there on the side. Yeah, all one word, obviously. ROBS gaming table. All right, so here is the, let's see here. Oops, I went too far. So yeah, here on the right is all the difficulties. So you can make it very easy by adding an 8th year. Start at 3 victory points already. You can make it harder by keep drawing Automa cards and place workers until they've placed at least 2. So on those turns where I drew, and there's one where I got them putting none in one season, and there's a couple times where they only put like 1 worker. This hard mode, you make sure they block at least 2. And you could probably draw 2 in a row that could fill up like 4 spots probably. And then it says, place workers on all the spots listed on the extra cards, but don't place on actions where there's already a worker. If the Automa places its 6th worker, it doesn't place anymore. I would hope not. If you run out of cards, then reshuffle the deck. That's cool. Very hard. So you do the hard stuff, but then you also start them at 23. And there's this aggressive variant, which is pretty crazy. If you want to add tenseness to the game, you can let the Automa score victory points each year. And if you're not ahead of it at the end of the year, you lose immediately. This aggressive variant can be played at easy, normal, and hard difficulty levels. At the beginning of each year, place the Automa VP marker at the position on the VP track listed in the table below, and make sure you end the year ahead of this number. So year 1, just don't drop below 1 victory point. Year 2, you got to make sure you're above 0. What do you have to be at the beginning? If you're not ahead of it, you lose. So at the end of year 2, you have to have earned at least 1 victory point. So you have to do some cheeky little, using a glass bead to get a victory point off the board or something like that, just to get up there. And then by year 3, you've had to have done that twice. Year 4, you've had to have filled probably at least 1 wine order. I wonder if we were like ahead of that actually. Because like I think I kind of was stale a little bit in year 5, and then 6 and 7 I kind of jumped up, but yeah, that's interesting. So you definitely have to keep like a flow of like by year 4 you have to have your wines aged, ready to fill. And yeah, save that grande worker for the fill at least if you haven't already. And then after that you have to have like a flow of harvesting, making, and filling, or visitor cards that let you do some of those things. And really, if you can blast off with some of that stuff, fill a couple orders in like year 5, you can buy yourself some time in year 6 where you can kind of chill, where you could be ahead on victory points more than 13. So that's cool. That's a cool little fire behind you to kind of keep you going. Yeah, no problem, Glowing Turtle. Thank you for watching. All right, so we're gonna play another one here. If you guys want to, if you're interested, if everyone's interested. Whoops, wrong page. You can see my stream stats and health there. All right, so let's do. So let's set up. Let's start the campaign. I want to try one of these out. So You score the number, let's see here. So we're going to try the campaign, which we talked about a little bit at the start of the stream, which is cool. I just want to highlight this because I've never heard of it until I got the game and opened the book and was like, I've never heard there's a campaign for this game. And I love doing campaigns. I just don't know if I play the game enough to know that, like, to feel like I need a twist on it. I feel like I could play this solo game just like I did many, many times with all the different decks and cards coming out in different orders and different things, that I could find it just satisfying playing the solo mode over and over again a few times. And not to mention with the Tuscany board and all that stuff mixed in, that could get crazy. So you can play the game in a campaign mode to add variation and challenge. The campaign mode consists of 8 challenges. You must beat the automa in at least one to complete the campaign. Each time you lose, restart with the same challenge and begin with a number of bonus action tokens in hand equal to the number of consecutive times you've lost. Okay, so we're not going to lose, right? So your score is the number of games it took you to complete. So since I'll do it all on video, we'll see. I don't know how fast I'll play through this campaign, but I mean, let's start it here today and see how it goes. But yeah, if I can beat this first one, we'll keep it going. Not today, but we'll do it again after. But all right, so I don't get a mama card. So let's clean up here. Let's do some shuffling while we wait here. Yeah, if you guys have any questions in the chat about this game or just questions in general, let me know while I shuffle cards, which is super entertaining. It makes for amazing stream content. The fun of streaming real life tabletop games, not those digital versions that do all the shuffling for you. Those cheaters out there playing on Tabletopia or Tabletop Simulator. Mel says, is the campaign only for solo play? Yes, it is. But you can watch me play it, Mel, and we can kind of do it together. I mean, you can play with me. Yeah, but it's only solo play. Yeah, it's just meant to give like somebody who's wants to play the game a lot, even if they can't get other players. Yeah. Yeah, because I think it'd be awkward like with these cards trying to fill spots and then like there's not enough spots if we're playing 2-player. We'd be really choked out because it's like you're playing... Actually, it would be like you're playing 3-player. You might be able to work it out, actually. Because that 3-player, what do we get? Do we get all... we get the first 2 spots. Actually, you could probably work that out. You would just have to find out, like, what's the score to match. Because I don't know if throwing another player in there to make 3 players with the automa, like, throws off the balance or not. I don't know. I'm sure somebody's asked that on the internet before. I bet there's a whole BGG variant in the forums on how to make it work for multiplayer. So that you can play like 5 people playing against the automa. So people did that with Scythe where you can play like multiple automas against 1 player and stuff. So I'm sure it's been done. All right. So let's get our vines back. So hopefully... we just get some nice... Oh yeah, I shouldn't shuffle the vines yet because I think I need to pick some out. So we'll just leave that up for a sec. Let's just shuffle these here. Yeah, it's like a really simple system, this automa. It's just like literally just puts workers out to block you and you're trying to beat the score of 20. Like so simple and so elegant just with a deck of cards. And the cool bead token thing, like to let you do bonus actions. I think it's a really neat touch. Just to add that little extra layer of uniqueness to it. So it's not too simple. But I do like that, the choices to make. Like which starting spot do you want to pick because you'll only get to pick it once. And where do you want to spend those beads? Do you want to spend 1 each year you earn 1? Do you want to save them up and do a crazy 1-year turn where you're just going nuts at the end and grabbing as much as you can? I don't know. I just kind of spread it out a little bit and it worked good. Darren, how's it going? He asks, I know you probably don't play anymore, but any thoughts on Fantasy Flight, FFG, I'm assuming you mean, pulling the plug on a Game of Thrones, the card game. again. Oh, they didn't truly pull the plug on it the first time. The reboot was a welcome thing, I think. And no, I don't play anymore. I stopped buying cards for it about a year ago, just because there was not many players in the area, and my wife stopped playing, and like my friends stopped playing, sold their collections and stuff like that. So I was just left with like, I can play twice a year at like Worlds and Gen Con, or not play at all. So I chose just not to play at all. Or maybe play once a month when people show up to my local store and play. But yeah, it was it's too bad. But anyways, I kind of felt it would come. I kind of always felt like it would end when the show ended. That's just the feeling I had. I knew it wouldn't last forever because I know how these LCGs work. The card pool gets too big. And I know people complain about delays between packs. I've done it before when they don't release a pack or a whole cycle of chapter packs gets delayed. And people complain about that. But really what those delays do is they prolong the life of the game. Because each one of those packs comes out and each cycle and each big box expansion, they just make the card pool so big. And those LCGs are damn expensive, especially in other countries. Like here in Canada with the exchange and everything, we pay like so much for these damn chapter packs, like 25 Canadian sometimes for like just a little pack of 20 cards or whatever. It's like, come on, man. But it adds up, especially when they're releasing on time in the big boxes. You can spend hundreds in a year on these LCGs. And how do you tell a new player? Like the player base never really grows. After I find the first cycle of an LCG, the growth stops. It becomes too much. You try to get players to jump in. Nobody wants to jump in when they find out they have to buy the whole card pool. And you can say they don't have to, but they never found a solution, even with those pre-built decks, to get people in, because those pre-built decks were too slow to print. So they were already like the restricted list would make them irrelevant. You still have to buy other packs to make them competitive. Even those Worlds decks, some of them were not good once they finally printed them. They were like already out of date. Like you'd need to buy other cards. So there's no real good point for a player to jump in. Now Keyforge, you can tell that's why they made Keyforge, was to solve that problem. They obviously have done enough LCGs to know that over time, you can't get new players into it, and the growth just dies and it starts shrinking. People stop buying the cards. People stop getting excited because new players don't come into the meta. And I found in Game of Thrones, some of the community is like, they're not inclusive and trying to pull new players in. There's a lot of players, even some I know locally, that weren't very welcoming to new players coming to the game, which is bad. You don't want to ever get to that time where you're like pushing away new players and trying to keep it like to yourself, because the guys sitting behind the desk at the companies are like, you guys are just stopping us from making money. Why do we want to support a game we're not raking in cash on it? So the growth kills the LCGs. That's the problem when they don't grow. So the winter visitor cards, but yeah, it's sad that they pulled the plug on it, but it was expected. I knew they would, because nobody's really playing the game, right? Especially when you compare it to Keyforge. Yeah. Like when I went to Gen Con last year and saw like whatever it was, 30 or 40 players, 60 players, whatever it was at Gen Con, I've never seen less than 100 plus players there. And some years 200, 300 or more. And it's like, yeah, when it was sad when I went there this year and saw nobody playing it, I was like, yeah, it's not a good sign. It's not a good sign for the game. So yeah. Wasn't FFG that pulled the plug, technically, is how I'd look at it. It was the players, just people not buying the cards enough to make it worth their while. That's what I think it is. But yeah. Okay, so there's shuffled up. So what do we need to do here in our, where is it? Nope, and right here. All right, so we don't get a mama card. So I guess we gotta shuffle up these two. But yeah, Darren, what are your thoughts on the whole AGOT having the plug pulled? Are you still playing it? Like, are you still in the meta? Are you still keeping up with it? Traveling to tournaments? Did you go to Worlds? Did you go to the final Worlds? I was asked to go by someone at FFG, but I just couldn't. I just haven't played the game in so long. I would have felt dumb going there to film matches of a game I have no idea. Like, I don't even know a lot of the cards and my memory on it. Like, I'd have to refresh myself and spend lots of hours getting back into it. Which is not worth the effort, I don't think. Another thing too is it's sad, but I could tell on like one thing, if you guys don't know, I used to do a lot of Game of Thrones, the card game coverage on the channel. I do it for a lot of different living card games. Um, but when I travel to like a nationals tournament or a continental or worlds, and I come back and I record a whole bunch of videos with voiceovers of these high level tournament matches, and I'm super excited about the game. But then when I see the views, like the amount of views and the watch minutes in the YouTube backend, I can see those dropping. And I saw in the last year I played in 2018, all the tournaments I was doing from regional season through national season all the way to worlds, the views on every video I was posting, I was sharing them to all the groups, but like the views were just dropping heavily. And you can also tell, so that's how I knew the game was like on its way out, because it was drastically dropping, especially after the show finished. You could see like my views on my videos were just dying, like compared to other games I was doing. So that's how I kind of just knew, like, okay, Thrones is on its way out globally. And the other reason is the Facebook groups. They jumped up to so many thousands of players. They were growing really fast, and you can judge a fan base and how well a game's doing if you just see the amount of people in a Facebook group just stops and becomes stagnant. Because people will leave the group as they're done playing, and a few new players or people are curious will jump in every now and then. But when the game sits around a certain threshold, like in a Facebook group, and it doesn't grow anymore, you just know the player base for the game's not growing, or you'd have more people coming into the group. So that's another telltale sign when a game's kind of stagnant and people like a lifestyle game is on its way out. And Darren says, sadly, I've not played for a bit. My meta died quite a bit ago and sold my collection. Yeah, that's what I was hearing from a lot of people at the time I stopped playing. Basically, I went to like one last Worlds, and after that, I just like, I don't know, the Worlds was like, it killed my buzz. I don't know. It just wasn't a crazy experience. And at the time, too, there was a lot more excitement around Legend of the Five Rings, and like Keyforge came and all this other stuff. There was just more players around those other games, and it just like made Thrones seem not appealing. Like when nobody's playing at your local stores, but they're playing these other games, like it just makes you want to play those games and play with all these people who are excited, which is sad, but that's just how it works. Darren says, however, it makes me worry about other games like Arkham Horror, my personal favorite, and Marvel has the legs to last very long. Should FFG reconsider the LCG model they have been running? I think they have been reconsidering it, but it's crazy they just came out with Marvel using the same model, but you can tell there's a tweak there. If you notice with Marvel, there's no overarching story. I know they talk about a campaign box, but there's no overarching story. So you can see it's more vanilla. So picture in 3 years when you try to get a new player to play Marvel, they could just grab whatever pack they want, and they could grab, let's say, Captain America or whoever's out at the time, Hulk or whatever. Let's say next year they released a Hulk. I know they're going to release it later this year. I think they already spilled the beans on that one, but Hulk, let's say Hulk's out in stock. You could tell somebody, oh, you like Hulk? Come play with us, just buy the Hulk pack. Or I have the cards. Or a brand new person who has nobody they know who plays the game literally just buys a core set and they have so much to play with, and then they just go grab whatever packs. The problem with Arkham Horror, and I think it's like Lord of the Rings, is there's like a story progression to it. So you're going to want to go buy all those packs in order. And when some of them are out of print, or that you want to get all 7 cycles that are out, that's like way too much of an investment. But for Marvel, you could just grab the core set, grab a couple other expansion heroes, and just play. And you'll be fine. You're not missing out on some story. You might be missing out on some cards you'd love to put in your deck, but you can grab those later and they're not necessary. They don't feel as necessary, I don't think. But we'll see how it lasts. But again, Marvel at some point will stop growing as much. But I think that's why they're saving some of the bigger Marvel licensed characters until later, it seems. Like, it seems the ones they're releasing now at the beginning are like, some are big, but some are like a little weird. Like the Wrecking Crew. Like, what? Like, I don't know why they released that. But I think it's now because they know people will buy anything, and the community is getting big, and it's probably an experiment to see how well like an unknown scenario pack or hero would sell versus a popular one. Like Miss Marvel, she's okay popular, but like not a lot of people know who she is. She's not like a classic Marvel hero, right? So it's like, yeah. But later, if they pull out all the big guns, then hopefully they get people excited about the game later down the road. So we'll see. But that LCG model is a little scary because I've seen it happen with so many games. Everyone jumps into the game at the start. They buy the first cycle, the first big box expansion, and then new players go, ooh, what are you playing? And you tell them they have to drop like $200 to get in. They're like, no, I'm good. And oh, those cards don't increase in value like Magic cards sometimes do, and there's not rares and stuff. I'd rather spend my $200 in another game. See ya. That's just what happens. No problem, Darren. No problem. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Just play more board games now instead of focusing on the lifestyle games. Just having more fun doing that. Works good with the YouTube thing, so it's good. Layla says, agree. Was quite late to the party with both Arkham Horror and Lord of the Rings. Have the core sets for both, then realized how many expansion behind I was and shivered. I understand. I bought Lord of the Rings stuff. Like, we got into it a couple years in, and yes, I remember shelling all the money. I got into Game of Thrones, the card game, first edition, like 3 years, I think, before they canceled that. And I remember driving to Toronto. We were like, drive an hour and a half, and we'd be spending hundreds on packs, trying to find these packs that are print. We're like ordering them at random stores, trying to find them when they get in print. We're just trying to collect the whole card pool for like 4 players worth. It was crazy the amount we all spent on getting the card pool built up for that. And the game was still releasing at the time. So we would have old packs to get and new packs would be coming out and big box expansions and stuff. So I spent like, I don't even know, thousands on that game. I don't even know, buying like multiple sets because I was building for my wife too. Like we were building multiple decks so we can go to tournaments and stuff. All right. Yeah. And that's Rob's LCG minute. All right. AKA 20 minutes. All right. So we don't get a Mama card. Instead, you select 3 vine cards and plant them as part of setup. You can ignore the structure requirements of these 3 vines. Reshuffle the deck. So this seems like cheating. But if you think we're not going to get off a Mama card, we're going to skip out on workers and a bunch of cards. So this is like giving us our vines so we can ignore planting and drawing green cards for a bit, maybe, if we just grab some juicy stuff. But I don't know these vine cards that well. So let's take a look a little closer here. I assume, since I don't have to worry about prerequisite buildings, oh, let me get all the buildings off my board too. Since I don't have to worry about prerequisite buildings, I might as well go big, right? You want to just plant large grapes so you get higher value wines built, or produced, I guess. Made, aged, I don't know what the terminology is, but we're good. Set him on 20. Those are all shuffled. We don't know what Lyra we're getting yet. But yeah, it's always sad when a lifestyle game dies, like any kind. Like you could talk, I've heard the stories from people who used to play the old Star Wars CCG or Lord of the Rings CCG. I think it's from a company called Decipher back in the day. I always hear people talk about those games and say they used to play them and loved them and they died and the support died and all this stuff. And there's people who still keep it going. Netrunner's a big one. That was a very sad day for people. So I'm sad. I'm sad that Thrones ended. That was a big part of my life. I spent many years, many tanks of gas, many plane tickets, going to Worlds and Nationals and Continentals and playing in 12 plus hour long days of tournaments at Gen Con and Origins and in Minnesota and like driving to Minnesota. I've done that a few times. Like, yeah, that game, man, that I spent hours editing, commenting over videos, learning the meta, playing weekly with local players, building decks, practicing in my house, doing gauntlets on a Saturday for 12 hours straight. Like, yeah, so many hours of my life, so much money invested, so much time, so much fun, so many cool people I met doing it. So many people coming to this channel just to watch me talk about that game. And it's like, it's very sad. It's like a part of my life just died. That's how I felt. I was a little depressed for like a day. Like seriously, you shouldn't be depressed over a game ending, but I did feel it. And I feel bad for a lot of the players who like, that doing the podcast and the videos still following up that, all their friends they hang out with or for it. Yeah, Mel's in the chat, my wife. So many good memories, she says. Yeah. So many times heading down, meeting players, hanging out with people, streaming live streams of tournaments, like awesome chat, blowing up, having fun, ripping on a game, watching finals matches happening. watching cheating scandals and stuff. Yeah, it's all good times. All good stuff. All good stuff. But yeah, I started my channel just to bring the world. Game of Thrones, the card game, was my initial intention for buying the cameras and to start the channel, was to spread the word for this game that I felt needed to grow. And that was for first edition. And I remember, I think one of my first tournaments, I drove to Ottawa to play in a tournament. There was a regional, and the guys were so welcoming there. They were like, come on up, Rob. You can stay at our house if you need to have a place to stay, and bring your camera. And I went up there to a store I'd never been to, playing with a bunch of players I'd never met and really knew, and some players I just met not too long before that, and started filming the tournament. And that's some of the first videos that I put up on my channel, was just to highlight that game and to try to show people, hey, Game of Thrones, this hot property on HBO, has a card game. Come and play with us. Like, that's what I was trying to do, is grow that game. And that's one of the original reasons I wanted to start a YouTube channel. But then I started playing other games. And then suddenly after that, they were like, let's reboot it, make a second edition. And it's going to be a while. So then I started playing Warhammer Conquest and putting that LCG on the channel instead in the meantime. And yeah. All right, so what we want to grab here. Okay, so distracted, it's so good. Okay, so let's look for stuff that needs both buildings built. I think that's the best strategy. I don't know the breakdown of wines, but if we just go grab all the stuff. But you know what I also like? I like the ones with 2 grapes on a card also. So let's think. Let's spend some time and get to know the juicy grapes that are the hardest to make. Okay, so they give you 4 of each of these ones that take 2, the irrigation and the trellis, to get planted. The problem is planting 3 of those. I could plant 1 in each field, but then I run the risk. So I have a 4 in my 7, a 4 in my 6, and a 4 in my 5. That means I have to find a 1 to put another 1 in my 5, so that's probably a bad idea. I have to find a 2 or less to put another 1 in my 6, and I have to find a 3 or less to put another 1 in my 7. I'm not so worried about the 7, but I think it's a bad strategy probably to go and just grab all expensive ones and put 1 in separate fields. That locks me off from being able to sell 1 of my fields to make some quick cash, to do some shady dealings. So I probably don't want to spread them out over 3. So obviously I can't buy 3 of these. So I think that's a bad strategy. There is the possibility of going for this 1-in-1, where I like having, I can just plant that in 1 field, and I can go the wide strategy, where I could fill up 2 right now and have them producing a white. Like I could throw, like, for example, I could throw this in here, so that way if I harvest that, I got 2 grapes, beautiful. And then throw like a, I don't know, 3 red and a 4 white, or something in the 7, and that way I have 2 fields ready to go for harvesting, and I can start plowing grapes super fast. I just need workers though, and I have a feeling those will sit there anyway for a while, because I need to harvest. I don't have my yoke yet, so I literally have to use bonuses to harvest both fields. So it's like, I don't know what the right strategy is here, because you got to remember, I'm going to get no cards to start, but I could find cards that let me harvest multiple fields, or the ones that let me make multiple wines. And I'm not gonna be able to make good multiple wines unless I have multiple fields making multiple grapes from my crush pad. So you got to keep the flow of the factory. On page 8 of the rulebook, there's a breakdown if that helps. Yes, true. I thought of that, but I was like, let's not get into that. Let's just play with the cards. But you are right. I don't know if it's like, page 8. Let's go. Yeah, that's true. We're just playing with the core set stuff, so it should all be in there. So let's go, boom. So here's the mix. Here's the mix. So we already know, we looked at the value 4s, the white and the red, there's 4 of them. And then we know, so the ones with the red and white, they're only 1 each. So there's no other mixes of red and whites where we can get like 2 red and 1 white or anything like that. But I feel I like these ones, are super powerful, I feel. Because like you can get 2 of each. But then again, reds are valued more in this game, I think, because you need 2 to do a sparkling. You need 1 for a blush. You also need a red just to make a straight red. It's just that sparkling like throws it off, so it makes reds worth more, I think. So the odds, if we took 3 4s and put 1 in each. So if we look at this, okay, there's a lot of cards where we can find 2s and 1s actually. But that still leaves us 3s. I mean, finding a 3 is okay for the 7 value. But I don't want to play those odds. You don't draw that many green cards in 7 years. I don't want to waste my time digging. So I don't want to gamble. I don't want to gamble. But the odds are there that more than half the deck would give us what we want for 1 and 2 values. Because remember, we'd also have 3 of the 4s out of there. So that would only leave 5 4s left and 10 more 3s. So 14 of the cards would be ones that we kind of don't want. But even a 3 we'd be fine with. But there's still a chance we just draw like 4 and a 3. And then we have, what is it, 10, 14, 19, 24. So 24-ish we hope to draw, 14 we hope not to draw. So more than half the deck. More than half the deck. But I still think I should just, like, if I can, fill a field so it's very efficient. So at least when I harvest off 1, I'm getting juicy, juicy wines. Because I can take 3. I might as well try to get ones that have requirements on them, so then I just don't need to worry about that. And the cheaper ones, what? Oh, let's see. Only 8 of them don't have prerequisites on them. So like 8 out of whatever I said, 38 cards that are left in the deck-ish. What I'll probably do, I'll probably go with a red 4 and pair that with a 3 white. And that, interestingly, needs the irrigation. So that's kind of good because that's a more expensive one to build. So that seems good. And that's full, so if I make there, I'm making nice expensive wines. And then on the other end, I'll probably just do the Pinot or whatever it is, where it has 1 of each. And I know that's like, seems cheap, but I will do it. And I'll do that on the 6 field. So I could sell my 5 field if I need. That leaves me 4. So I could draw a 4, a 3, a 2, or a 1 and still fit them in that other field. But now I don't care about vines as much. It would be nice just to beef up this field. But I am going to probably just focus on 2 fields, I think. That seemed to work last time to be efficient. Like, you don't want to waste actions trying to harvest extra, making all these extra wines. You can only fit so many grapes in here and so many wines in here. And you only have 7 years. So it's like, as long as you got your factory flowing where there's no bottlenecks, where you are making and filling and harvesting all like kind of near each other, so you're clearing out your grapes before you harvest, clearing out your cellar before you make, you don't block yourself at all and lose some of those lose some of the efficiency on your wines. You're making stuff that's too expensive, or you're making wines that can't take the spots, so they have to go to lower spots, or harvesting, same thing. So that's what I would think I would go with. That's like kind of a dream setup here. If I could draw that at the beginning of a game and get that planted, I would feel really good, like I'm going to crush that game. Because I love these little 2 ones, getting them early in the game and like just being able to plant or harvest 2 grapes at a time. So good. It's just, as long as you're getting reds as much as possible, yeah, it leaves you open for sparkling and blushes and drawing red wines. Because you need more reds in the game in general, usually. Unless you get lucky and just draw a bunch of white cards, and you just focus on white grapes, right? But, yeah. You just kind of play the odds. Okay, so let's shuffle this really good. And thanks again, Mel, for that tip to look in the book. it's going to be weird, only starting with our Grande. Unless we get a Papa card that gives us a single worker. If we do, I'm going for that. We have to set up our green, or our little glass beads on here. Okay, got our residuals back to 0. Okay. I'm pretty sure I shuffled this, but as you can tell, talking and doing things at the same time is something I can't do very well. Why do I stream for a living? I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to get better at it. All right. Okay. Let's see here. All right. So I think we're good. I'm just looking at the rules here real quick. Let's get back to the solo rules. Make sure I just have all this stuff set up and double check that campaign start. Yep, we did it. We just picked our three vine cards and plant them as part of setup. Ignore the structure requirements, these 3. Reshuffle the deck after you made your choices. Okay. And then done. Remove those. Yep. Okay. I think we're good to go. Okay. So let's draw. So we ignore the mama card, right? So we're just gonna go for a papa card. Yeah, you don't get a mama card. Okay, just had to make sure. Feels so weird. So we're gonna do the draft thing, the advanced variant. Look at 2 papa cards and pick one. And we hope one of them has the worker on it. But we looked earlier, I think it's only 2 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 cards. 2 of them, I think, have the possibility to get a grande and a regular worker. But then you're getting like no money. No money. But I think that'd be very helpful to have a worker right at the start on top of your grande right in the summer season. But I could be wrong. Maybe getting a cash. Why do I miss a glass bead? What am I doing? All right. All right, here we go. Let's cut the deck. All right, so 2. Papa Matt and Papa Jerry. Not impressed with the Papas today. All right, so let's see. What do we get? So we got Papa Matt and Papa Jerry. So we get a grande worker for sure. And we have a choice here. We could go windmill, but that would seem super dumb after we just planted 3 vines, so we're not going to get victory points until we plant more. That seems like a bad play. The tasting table. Are we going to collect money enough? Will we have a wine in our cellar faster now because we have grapes? We will have grapes sooner, possibly, because we've already planted. That might be a good call, actually, to get victory points just by doing tasting rooms to get money. Or we just take the 6 cash and... like, could we try to win just with these alone? I think it's possible, actually. Based on their last play, I think these grapes, if we ignored planting, sold our other field for money, we don't need to buy irrigation and trellis, and we use that to get extra visitor cards. I want to try to do that. Get the cottage instead. I don't care about the windmill now. I need to get cellars, though. So that's 10 lira there, unless we find some cheeky way to build it cheaper or whatever like we did last time. I could go for cash. So definitely we're not going windmill, dude. He's out. He's out. We're going with this guy. So grande worker. I just don't know. Do we do tasting room? Like, will I be giving a tour? I don't really, like, I have in some games taken that action so many times just to get money. But we're only playing the 2-player here. And like, how often will that be locked up? I don't know. But we could just take 6 cash now. And And try to get our yolk early, maybe. Get the cottage early would be better. That's 6 lira right there. Get our medium cellar in our yolk. And totally ignore irrigation and trellis until later if we really care. But I think we just ignore it and go with the grapes we have. We could draw some expensive vine cards, and that might be trouble. We may want to then put something else in here, but we can deal with that when it comes up. But I don't think it's enough to take the windmill. Tasting room. I don't know. I have to have wine in my cellar, and I have to take this action. Could lead to what? 3, maybe 4 victory points if I do it properly. But the cellar and filling better wines, or the cottage, drawing more cards, that could lead to more victory points, I think. So I think I've just convinced myself to take 6 lira. Screw your tasting table. I don't want those victory points that way. Hopefully I don't regret that later. All right. That can help me get workers too. That's the other thing. Cash for workers is more important than a damn tasting table. I wasn't even thinking about not having the workers. Got to get out of that mentality that I already have workers here. And we're definitely taking this guy the first year. The spare worker. That's for sure. Okay. I think we're ready to start. Let's see how this cool little campaign mission goes. Can we beat him at 20? The blue player here. Can we beat him at 20 with no mama cards to start? An empty hand. Empty hand, but some vines to start. Yeah. All right, so we're going to take the extra, but then also taking visitor cards right now could be huge. Huge. I just wish there was another way to draw them other than just in fall. I need to get that cottage, I think. I think that's my strategy this game. Cottage, huge focus. Get workers is a huge focus. And the rest, mix in some wine and filling and whatever in the middle there. We'll try that. But we can ignore planting. We can ignore building most structures, I think, other than cellars, yoke, and cottage, I think. Cottage is a gamble because it costs the same as a medium cellar. And if I have my wines in there trying to get them to the medium cellar, it might be a trouble. It could block myself. So I might want to get that medium cellar done earlier because I already have wines could be coming really fast. Like I could harvest and make wines here in the first year, which is crazy to think about. But I need the workers fat, so that's why I go here, I think. I think that answers that. We get our little bonus glass. Little bonus glass. Okay. So I think we save a guy for training a worker. Getting some grapes into our crush pad would be good to start aging fast. Take advantage of those vines. But that's in winter. And getting a worker. Maybe that's it. We just focus on harvest and getting a worker. All right, so let's see how this goes here. So they're going to block the draw a vine card. That's fine. They're going to draw play a summer card. Okay, that couldn't have been more perfect. Because I'm not going to do either of those things at all. I don't need vines. I don't have summer cards to play. Because mama didn't come home. Oh yeah, now we can go to fall, I guess. Yeah, let's go to fall. We're going to draw a... What do we want to focus on? Summer visitor cards can help us get our buildings done cheaper, possibly. But they also could do things like planting, which we don't care about. What else could they do for us? Helping us with vines and planting. I think it's mostly based on summer stuff. Could help us get more, could help us get more winter visitor cards. We saw that we could toss away wines to get victory points. That was good in the summer deck. I don't know what else we could see in there, but I can't do a winter one this turn anyway. Unless the winter one led. Winter ones lead to getting more workers. That's something in there. If I drew that would be amazing to get a couple workers here right away. But that's rare, I'm sure. Or it could give us an influx of cash. This is tough. It's tough not having any in hand to know. What's more important? Buildings, workers. Because in here I could draw like making and harvesting, which would actually be really good. I'm going to go here. Craftsman. Oh, we saw this guy last time. I shuffled that, right? Choose two. Draw a order card, upgrade the seller at regular cost, or gain a victory point. It's good for when this guy's blocking spots I need, I guess. But I was hoping for something different. That is not what I wanted. All right. So into winter, they are going to just block the training worker. You piece of junk. One of the spots I wanted to go to. All right. So it looks like we're using our grande worker for that. Let's go to harvest. And let's harvest. Do we do both right now with the glass bead? I feel like we do. Or I could use the glass beads 2 in a row. Here's the thing. I could use one right now to get me a worker for cheaper, not have to worry about money generation to get another one next turn for cheaper using glass bead. And that's super important to get those now. So let's not do the harvesting with the glass bead. Let's just get a 3 white and a 4 red. And we'll get those off of this last field there. Yeah, that seems good. And then the other guy we're going to take here to train a worker. Whoops. And we will use the glass bead to reduce the cost on it for 3, basically. And we'll get another worker. Okay. Done. So age grape and wine tokens. Okay. Retrieve workers. That's so weak. This guy played more workers than I did. Okay. And then collect residuals. There's nothing. Discard down to 7 cards. I think I'm good there. All right. Now next. Let's go with... Let's get another winter visitor card. Harvest 1 field and either draw 1 vine card or pay 1 lira to build a yoke. Okay, that's good. Focused on harvesting. That is good. I need that. That's fine. Not a worker related, but hey, it's still relevant later, I'm sure. Okay. Now we'll draw this guy. So he's going to give a tour. He's going to try to sell her a grape or a field or whatever. And that is that. So I need to save 1 for a worker, which we talked about with the glass bead and my money. So that's good. I can save this guy for that. I could just harvest my field again. Start making grapes in the crush pad. Yeah, I'll pass again. Let's draw another winter visitor card in fall. We got the exporter. Choose 1. Make up to 2 wines. Option number 2. Fill 1 order. Or discard 1 grape of any kind to gain 2 victory points. Okay. Okay. Not impressed so far. All right. Now we'll go with this guy. So he's going to block the draw. He's going to block the fill. That's fine. All right. So what do we say? We're harvesting. And let's harvest the 3 and the 4. 3 white, 4 red. Okay. Then we'll go to train a worker. We'll use the glass bead to gain 1 and then spend it to train. It's a sad couple of years here. Hey, Sajat, how's it going? On time as always, yes. You're here just at the start of game number 2. It's all good. It's all good. All right. And we're done the year. Age, grape, and wine tokens. So we'll just put that there and put that one there. Okay. Retrieve workers. So we're now at like starting worker value. Okay. Collect residuals, nothing. Discard down to 7 cards, we're good. All right, so where are we going now? I feel like we want to make. I think we need to find something to fill, I guess. See what we can get there. Ooh, a blush and a red. Ugh. But 5 victory points. That's good though. 2 residuals. Not bad, not bad. Can we get that filled this year? That is the question. All right, let's see what he does. Harvest a field. Oh, nothing, right? Tuscany, buy, sell 1 field. Yeah, we ignore the Tuscany stuff. Harvest the field is later, and yeah, so nothing. Nothing. Okay. So, thinking of selling my field to try to get the money to build my medium cellar. If I get my medium cellar and making right now would be good, but I also need to harvest. It's too much. If I can get these residuals, is that possible? No, because I need my large cellar for that. I need to get a worker also. So let's just try to get a worker. I don't know. Too much resources spent on getting workers, and like you could be tanked. Yeah, it sucks not having summer visitor cards, that's for sure. Harvest and either draw green or pay 1 to build my yoke. I need money for that. Draw, upgrade, make 2, fill, discard. So much I want to do. Okay, I think we have to sell our field. I really wish I planted this in my 5 now so I get 6, but I think we're okay. 5 lira. Medium cellar and make. I can make the medium cellar with this blue card. And that'll let me draw a purple wine order card. And if I use a glass bead, I can play both these cards to harvest a field and build my yoke. Yeah, this might work out. That might be more efficient. Glass bead, so I need a guy for here. Maybe that guy. And making. So yeah. So the building will be taken care of. The harvesting. So I could harvest and the blue cards. That's what I need to do. Harvest and blue. Oh, but training a worker. I don't have enough for that. I feel like I need 1 more worker though. Yep, I'll pass. Let's draw. Winter. So discard any grape or any wine to gain a victory point and 1 residual. That's sucky. Should probably win summer card there. Okay, so let's do this guy. He's going to block just the play a blue card, of course. Where's he? That's only if I want to go, man. All right, that's fine. I got a grande. Although we could just make wines and train a worker. We could do that. That might be the better call, actually. So let's do that. Let's go train a worker for 4. Oh, but making, we're blocked on the cellar. That's the problem. The cellar. Yeah, we need the better cellar. Let's do the blue card thing. All right. So let's do the craftsman, and we're going to do a glass bead to do the bonus of playing 2 blue cards. So we're going to draw a purple, 8 red for 4 victory points. That's not bad. That's a good one. We can get up there. And then we'll upgrade our cellar at the regular cost of 4. Medium cellar built. And then the other blue card will play we can't fill any orders. That would be nice to get residuals going. Or we could discard a grape. Gain a victory point and 1 residual. That's not fast enough. All right, so let's play this one. Harvest 1 field. So we'll do our 3 white again and 4 red. Doing this field, the same one we've been doing every year. And then pay 1 lira. Oh, or 1 lira to build a yoke. Oh, it's not both. Still think that's good. Just harvesting a field. Oh, sorry. Harvest 1 field and either draw a green card, which we don't want, or pay 1 to build a yoke. Yes, I read it right the very first time. I was misreading it there. So we'll spend 1 and we'll build the yoke. Yoke has been built. So we can harvest there if we need to. And we have 1 worker left. I think he's going to make some wines. Up to 2. So we want reds and blushes right now, of course. So if we can fill 1 the next time, if we can fill this big one here, we can get 2 residuals going. 4, 5, and 6. We need to get our large cellar though. We won't be able to fill that one. So let's just throw the 6 red up in there. And let's do a 6 blush. And let's go with a I guess a 3 white. Yep, 3 white, sure. Sure. I don't know, but we'll go with it. Gambling on that, not knowing. Okay, that's that. Oh wait, I made too many wines. I don't have a glass bead for the last one. Yeah, I made too many wines. I did a red and a blush. Yeah, it's just 2, not 3. I didn't spend a bead to do that. Yeah, what was I thinking? All right. So age grape and wine tokens, so they're blocked. This one will just go like that. Collect residuals, nothing. Workers. Yeah, this is a tough challenge to try to get this done with like no workers. We got good for cards. All right, where are we going next? I guess we'll take the lira. Glass bead, 1 lira. Do you have the winner of the You Choose What We Play game? So Jot, the one we're playing tomorrow night from last week's bowl, or the one last weekend, we're playing Architects of the West Kingdom tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, with 3 players, hopefully 4, depending on snowstorm. May hold a player or 2 back, we'll see, but at least we'll be playing 2-player like originally planned. But we'll see tomorrow how there's a snowstorm happening today in all of southern Ontario, so we'll see. But that's what won this week. And then I posted a poll today for next week's stream on next Thursday, where you can go vote. And that's for Patreons who are of supporter tier and above, I believe, is what we do. So if you'd like to influence what we play every week on one of our live streams, you can go vote there. And feel free to comment on those posts with suggestions, too, of games that I guess you don't really know what we have in our collection. Maybe I should do that first. Do a list of or link to a collection or something where people can pick off that what they want to even go on a poll, or I'll figure it out later. But yeah, Architects of the West Kingdom we're playing tomorrow night, which should be fun. Love that game. Okay, so I got my Lyra. Let's see what they do. They're gonna block the plant, and that's that. That's good. Okay, so how can we get... I need residuals. Can't get that other worker. Do we need more workers? Probably. I can give a tour, spend the bead to get the 4 I need for that, or spend the bead to reduce the cost. So I mean, yeah, so maybe we do that. That's so sucky. I don't want to do that. I need the residuals. I needed cheaper wines that I could fill faster to get me some money generating already. But again, I can never get that going early. I guess I could have got 1 going off this, but that's not the most efficient way to do it. So I need to get my large cellar though too. So rough. How do we want to do this? I need a card here to give me some cash. All right, so let's go. I guess we'll give a tour. We'll take 2 Lyra. Seems lame. We'll pass. I'm going to take Summer card. All players may build 1 structure at 2 Lyra discount. Okay, that's something. You gain a victory point for each opponent who does this. Well, that's not something. 2 Lyra discount. Okay, that's helpful. I guess I can make my cellar at 4. My large cellar. That's pretty good. Okay, so now we'll draw a card for this guy here. They are going to block the make up to 2 wine tokens, and they're going to block filling an order. So I guess we go for the worker. Yep. Yep. Let's go for the worker. Is there a way I can get my large cellar built though? If I save money, I can't fill an order right now. This sucks. I could draw here, maybe get lucky and have something to fill. Get a residual to help pay for the building. But a worker would be nice too. Still have 3 more years to go. Let's go for the worker. Spend the glass bead for the bonus little money there. So I have 4 total to get a worker. And then let's just harvest. Yeah. Or I draw a purple card. Oh, this is tough. Okay. How do we get... Yeah, let's just harvest, I guess. Yeah, I don't feel good about this one. 3 and a 4. Okay, done. Year end, age, grape, and wine tokens and block there. So let's just move this up here. Oh, I could be selling grapes. I keep forgetting that's a way to get money. Oh, I'm so dumb. Okay, forgot all about that. Just realized. So this goes to a 5. Yeah, I have all these extra whites I could have sold for money. I totally forgot about that ability. Because in the Tuscan, you don't play with that. Really? I mean, you can, I guess, but... I know I could gain 1 going here, but that's, like, stupid. You don't want to do that. Okay, so I can sell grape there. Sell the white to get 3. Yeah, that'll help me get this. Okay, I thought I was going to get screwed there, but that might be okay. Okay, so we're done. Age of grapes, wines, all done. Retrieve our workers. I think that's the last worker we'll grab, so we're just going to go with 4 workers. Collect residuals, nothing. Discard down. And I haven't even got a victory point yet. We're going into year 5. I guess we'll take the green card. A 4. That actually would be good for whites, but it's not what I want. That's okay though. All right. So let's see what they do. So they're just blocking the plant, which is fine. Ignore the top one because it's Tuscany. Okay. So we got to get our large cellar, I think. That sucks because we could have been aged up to the 8 red already if we just had our large cellar earlier, but what can you do? What can you do? So let's sell. Sell at least 1 grape. So can I do that like as many times? Sell and discard any number of grapes for the price per grape indicated next. Oh my god, I've never ever used that action ever to gain money, but man, that is okay, we can do this here. Yeah, I totally forgot having these vines early. I could have been just doing that to get money. Oh man, I like want to start over because of that. But let's see what we can do here now, noticing so late. So we need to get our large cellar because I would have loved to have the cottage. I would have turned some of those grapes into a cottage easy to get some more cards. That's my failing is not getting enough of these cards going because I was short on them. I missed filling that in. Okay. See, I don't know the white. Let's just sell the cheapest white for 2. We need 4 to build the large cellar. Let's do the next white for 2 more. Is there any reason we want to sell more? Just get a worker. Still be relevant to get a worker at the end, I think, but I don't know if the workers to do that. Oh my god. So what are these guys doing? One of them's going to build. Nope, they're not going to build. They're going to go to the yellow card to play. Then I'll have 2 left. Or I could... I won't be able to fill anything yet. I need to draw another card. And maybe I can fill based on what's there. So if I go to worker... Can I get 1 more? Like I could throw away all my white wines, get 5 more lira. That helps me get my worker. A worker and a building this turn. I still have 2 years left. Yeah, I don't know if that's. I don't know if I'm cutting myself short from being able to fill orders. I feel like I should have at least a couple filled already. I'm only sitting on 9 points worth. In 2 years, I gotta be filling. I do have a way to fill on this. I have a way to gain a victory point here. Visitor cards. Visitor cards are visitor cards. I'm short on visitor cards. That's really what's choking me out here. Okay, so let's go. Let's do it. Let's get risky. Let's sell both. We'll take 5 for that. So it was a 2 and a 3. Because we don't know what they're going to block too, right? Okay, so that was the sell. Then we'll go one guy to the play. All players may build one structure at a 2 discount. So I guess I'll spend 4 to build my large cellar. Okay. Pass. We'll go winter visitor card. Upgrade your cellar to the next level at a 2 discount. Of course. Son of a. Or age 1 wine and fill 1 order. Ooh, that's going to be okay actually. I need those extra fills here at the end to cheat because I won't have enough ways to do it there. But aging a wine might be super helpful to hit this 8 early or this 7 blush. Could I do that right now? Oh, I could. Yeah, I could use that to fill. So we'll see what happens here in the last, but I might be able to get some residual money, of course, after I sell a bunch of grapes, and I don't need it, but yeah. Yeah, this is crazy. Okay. So they're gonna draw. We'll see what they block me on. So they're gonna stop me from drawing a purple card. That kind of sucks. And they're gonna stop me from making wines here. That might be okay though. I can make that work. So I want to grab a worker. And I could master Vinter to make this 5-pointer and get 2 residuals going. That seems like a good play. I have a glass bead still. I can play 2 of these, but I don't have enough to fill that one. I can discard a grape. That doesn't seem good either. Or I can just harvest. And then I can fill 2 wines, can I? No, I don't have enough to do that. Yeah, I need to see more purple cards. I need to go heavy on those. But again, I need to get one now. So maybe I do 2 of those. And this guy over there. This is tough. All right, so let's do this for sure. Blue card. Play this Master Vinter. Upgrade your cellar to the next level at a 2 lira discount or age 1 wine and fill an order. So we can fill this one now that we aged that blush. We got our large cellar and we need a 3 red, which we can spend a 6 red for. It'll give us 5 victory points, 2 residuals. And our first order has been finally filled here in year number 5. Quarter of the way there, at least. Almost. Not even really. Oh, man. So I'm at a crossroads here. So I have the Grande. I could. Harvesting would be fine, but not 100% necessary. A worker would be big. Or I go for some purple cards. I feel like the worker is my best call, but again, I'm going into the last 2 years here. But I mean, that worker could help me get some of those things done. It just sucks how many times I spent getting those extra workers. So I'll spend 4. Save this glass bead for future use, I think. All right, age, grape, and wine tokens. Literally only 1. Okay, collect workers. Collect residuals. We get 2 lira. Yay. All right. The cottage is in sight. So late though. But if I did build it now, I would get 2 extra cards before the end of the game. And those 2 cards could be the difference between getting the victory points I need and not. And doubling up on actions and stuff. So I guess we'll just go to the victory point one. I don't know. 6 victory points. All right. Let's see where they're going. So they're going to block build 1 structure. And they're going to block me selling grapes. And they're going to block me playing yellow cards. That's a heavy summer card. Okay. So cottage. Maybe. But harvesting and making needs to happen, I think. Filling, if I can fill this red. I won't get a red. This is a 6 red. I mean, it won't age enough to get to that 8. So this is kind of useless right now. I need to draw. I need to draw orders, I think. So drawing orders, harvesting, making, harvesting again maybe, filling. That's a lot of work to get done. Or I could gamble on drawing cards. And get an extra card here by building the cottage. But that would take 2 to build the cottage. Because I would need to go here, waste a turn getting some money. No, let's ignore that. We'll use residual money for it, I think. If at all, next turn, which is too late, but... okay. So let's do... I think we pass. Yeah, let's pass. Let's draw a winter. Age all wines in your cellar twice. Yes, this is what I needed. This is what I needed. Because that'll help me get this one filled. Or lose a victory point to upgrade your cellar to next level. Well, this game has totally flooded me with cellar building stuff. It's a 3rd card now I saw that could make me upgrade my cellar or make it cheaper or whatever. Yeah, that's too bad. Built it too quick, I guess. So let's see what they do. So they're going to block just the training a worker, which I don't think I'm going to do anyway this time. All right. So I think we'll use glass little action tokens to harvest and making wines a little more here, I think. Or we could do it for the double blue card play. Or getting 2 purple cards. Okay, let's see what happens here. I'm going to actually use a glass bead to draw 2. Blush City. Son of a... Blush City. I don't have enough reds for all this stuff. It's all red focus. Where's my whites? Where are the white wines? Okay. Yeah, that was a crap draw. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't... Well, at least they're high valued, I guess. We could try to go for the double blush. At least they're not that high. Okay. So we could save a glass bead. Actually, we could do that again with the grande worker. I don't know what I want to use the action token for, either to harvest an extra field, but I do have a way to harvest twice anyway. But it's an extra worker, so let's say they're done to harvest. I could make, I need to do that, and then play a blue card. But I could play 2 blue cards. Or I could just go aggressive and get more purple cards now, some more wine cards, just to get some more options. But then I have to discard down at the end. But if I play some blue cards, I could clear. I can discard the Chardonnay for sure. Should have probably planted that too. That might help, but haven't seen any whites really to help me out. But I guess the blushes I need whites for, so. All right. See if we can make this work. So we're at 6. And this right here is 14 points. So that's kind of enough. I have a way to discard grapes or wines here for extra little cheeky points. I guess, or glass beads could be spent on this in the last round. But can I fill those blushes? Man, that's tight. All right, let's harvest here. Let's use the glass to harvest 2 fields. So we will do a white 1 and a red 1, and a 3 whites and a red 4. Oh, you know what I think I was doing in the last game? I just realized I was doing 2 reds to make a blush instead of a white and a red. Whoops! I'm sure I'll have a YouTube comment about that later. Thank you for leaving your comment. I just realized, I just look at this table, and yeah, I keep thinking 2 reds to build a blush, but it's a white and a red. Dummy. I'm a dummy. Okay. So what I'll do, yeah, so I should be okay. Because I can combine that to make a 5 blush, and this 4 and the 1 to make another 5 blush when they age. That'll be fine. I can make the 6 into a red, which I can age twice off of this card. Uncertified oenologist. Sure. So that's these 2 covered, but I need to make 3 wines for that. I can make 2 off the exporter, but I can also, yeah. So let's make 2 wines. So let's do a 3 white and a 1 red to make a 4 blush properly this time. Then I will make make a 6. Yeah, let's make another make a 5 blush. Yeah. Blush, blush, blush. Okay. Okay, so that's my 2 wines. Let's go with, aging all my wine in my cellar is kind of silly right now. I shouldn't do that. Blue card. I could just fill normal. Not yet though. I don't have enough. I guess I could have, instead of taking, yeah, you know what I should have done? Instead of taking that 1 red and 3 white for the 4 blush, let's go for the 8 blush by doing the 6 red and 3 white. I think. Or I could just make the straight up 6 red. Yeah, let's do that. I'll leave this white and red here. Okay, so when that's the case, those are 2 wines I made. Then we'll go here, age all the wine in our cellar twice. So we got an 8 red now and a 7 blush. And let's go fill and order. So we can do the 8 red for 4 victory points up to 10, 1 residual for 3. Boom, order filled. 1 year left though. Oh man, this is so rough. Okay, aged grapes and wines, 9. Oh, I forgot to discard the wine for that. 8. This goes to 4, this goes to 2. Collect workers. Okay, collect workers. Residuals, 3 more. Okay. And discard down to 7, we're good. All right, so we're obviously picking this last spot. We get 1 last glass bead. Action token, whatever it's called. Let's draw for this guy. He's gonna block the draw green, play yellow. Okay. So we really need to do harvesting. So if we harvest twice, that gives us 2 blushes out of that. I don't know if we'll have them strong enough though. Oh, we have the 8 blush already here. So we can fill this one, discard a spare grape. I think we might be okay. I hope. This last year is so tough. Okay, so let's go. Do I build the cottage or do I need the extra guys? Let's think. Harvest, harvest, make, blue guy, and fill. Probably not. Let's not get cute with the cottage. Let's just hope we draw something awesome. So I'll pass. Winter visitor. The laborer, harvest up to 2 fields or make up to 3 wines. Yes! You may lose 1 victory point to do both. That is a key draw. That is a key draw. That'll help us cheat a little bit. I wish kind of I did a little more here in the summer, but that's what happens sometimes. All right. So let's see what this guy does. Please don't block me everywhere. Oh, no. He's blocking the harvest. And he's blocking the making wines. Oh, the worst. The worst guy. He waited all year and waited all 7 years and he screwed me right here. Let's see. Oh, that's rough. So you need 11 victory points. If I can fill these 2 wines, I have a way to fill on the blue card here. I have a way to fill in here. I could fill with the grande twice and a regular worker there. I could use my glass bead to get the extra victory point on that fill. But can I harvest enough wines now that I got blocked here? That's the problem. Okay. Oh, and I got to make. Oh, but I got this to harvest or make. Or lose a victory point to do both. I only need to make 2 wines technically, though. I just need to harvest once, actually. I think. So I have a 4 and a 2. I could make a 4 and a 3. So let's harvest. Or do I do it off a blue card? I could do 2 things off blue cards though. That might be more efficient. And this labor, if I lose a victory point, I can harvest 2 fields. I don't think I need to. Or make up to 3 wines. I have to use this guy to make the wines though. Or I use the exporter. But she'll also let me fill an order if I don't make wines with her. And I can avoid going to the harvest at all by just going here and spending a glass bead. But do I need that glass bead for this victory point? Do I glass bead for 2 vine cards, and maybe it makes my life completely easier? But I think we're good. This is 10 victory points if I can hit this. So let's go with, oh, you have your yoke, right? Yes, I do. Of course I do. I haven't used it all game, but I have it sitting there. Oh, yep. It's been staring at me the whole time, but it's kind of silly to build that when you don't have many workers. But finally, it's now going to come into play, I think, thanks to this happening. That was an investment well spent. And I think this is the game where I built that. Nope, it's not where I built it for 1, I don't think. Oh, yeah, it is. It is the game where I built it for 1 off my Harvest Expert, actually. I kind of just did it because it was an option on the card. I didn't want vine cards, so it just kind of gave it to me. But I probably would have bought it anyway at some point because it's so cheap. And it's versatile when you don't know what's going to happen. It can help keep you from locking off your whole wine operation by stopping you from harvesting in a turn. All right, so get cute off the harvesting both fields, but I don't need to, especially if I don't have a purple card. But I could have a spare worker for purple cards where I could get cute off of 2 blue cards being played and losing a victory point. But then I lock myself out of the promoter victory point because it's a blue card also. I can't do both off this card. I have to fill twice, but I can do that there. Let's not go overboard here. Let's just harvest classic way. A 3 white, 4 red, I think. Because I only really need, if I just stay lean and efficient and just work on what I have, I don't need to waste on drawing and getting garbage. And then I don't need to get cute to waste my glass bead. I may need that glass bead for literally this victory point right here. That's what I may need it for. Or to play 2 blue cards to help get me victory points off those. But we'll see. Let's see. Okay, so that's the harvest. Done. Make up to 2 wines. Is that how you want to use my grande though? I think so. If I make up to 2, I could make, can I make the blushes that I need though? A 6 and a 5, 5 blush, and an 8 blush. Yeah, definitely can. And then I can fill here and fill off the blue card, and that's the 10, and then a glass bead here for 1. Or I could use the glass bead to get cute and play 2 blue cards to get me the extra point. I think we're good. Okay, I think we lean have it here. Okay, so we're making 2 wines with the grande. So we're doing a 5 blush with those 2. And with the 4 red and 4 white, we're doing an 8 blush, which will just be a 7. Probably could have done that a different way, but it's all good. Okay. Now we're going to use a worker to go to the blue. And we're going to play, choose 1. Make up to 2 wines or fill 1 order or discard a grape to get 2 victory points. So I have 2 blue cards that could help get me that cheeky little victory point, or I can just drop a glass bead. So, but I think I need the fill off this no matter what. Or I could have used the grande to do there and then use this other blue card to do the making. So I had a few ways here with the blue cards. So let's fill the 6 and the 5 using a 7 and a 5 blush to get us 6 victory points, going to 16, 2 residuals up to the 5 max. Done. Okay, that's this blue card done, the exporter. And then we'll just use a worker, go down to fill. We'll spend the glass bead to get the bonus victory point up to 17. And then that fill will be this 8 blush to get us 4 victory points to leap over this guy to 21 and no residual because we're full. And the last guy, he is going to let us just draw a purple card, which I probably should have done in the beginning. I'm curious. Oh, another 6 blush. So yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do that. That's 1 point shy anyway. Yeah, the blush, I needed like just to get like a cheap red or a white or something off there, like a low. Look, more blush, more red. More red. Oh, there's some expensive whites. Yeah, so maybe this 5 red, maybe, but I wouldn't have been able to put it together. I think drawing a purple card would have not been the smart move there. But I could have done it just to see what happened. Yep. But we did it by 1 freaking victory point. We beat the first mission of the campaign. And yeah, I had this other stuff to discard grapes, but see, I have to make to get the grapes. And I think losing the victory point to do making and harvesting, I could have harvested 2 fields, made extra wine there, but I don't think I would have been able to satisfy, yeah, with those purple cards. If I drew a purple card, then tried to lose a victory point to make, I would have been 1 victory point down here, I think. I don't think I would have been able to make the wines come together to satisfy an order for sure. If I had more purple cards and I knew I could get me there by doing the lose a victory point and harvesting 2 fields and making the 3 wines on this laborer, I would have done it. But because I gambled, it wouldn't have worked. We didn't have it. We didn't have it. Yeah. I mean, maybe the 6 blush could have maybe hit the 6 blush for 3 victory points. Yeah, because I could have harvested this other field, could combine a couple, maybe have got a 6 blush out of that there. Maybe. That's tough though. Just getting 2 more white 1 grapes. Yeah. Hard sell. I don't know. But that's it. That's 2 playthroughs there for you of Viticulture Essential Edition using the solo Automa mode. Playing 1 regular game. Messed up the blushes a little bit there though. Sorry about that. But then also playing the campaign, trying with no mama card and getting some free vines planted. I think that worked out okay. It feels like that other one was kind of a waste. I probably should have gone for a higher value red in here maybe. But it did leave me with options. Like the fact I was able to get multiple grapes if I needed to, harvesting twice, like 1 of each, 2 of each, I mean, sorry, total, adds to more flexibility. Even though they're lower value, if you can get them early and they age, or you find cards like that that let you age them and then make them, or age them twice, that kind of thing that exists, I think you're okay. But again, I could have not drawn any of that stuff. Also been nice to draw some of the stuff to let me get workers. Yeah, the next couple cards were that. Pay 2 to train a worker or gain 2 victory points if you have a 6. Or all players pay 1 to train a worker, gain 1 victory point for each opponent does this. Like I was digging for that kind of stuff. Lose a victory point to train a worker. Yeah. Draw 2 purple cards or pay 3 to train a worker. I think in this one, if I could go back, the only difference I would do is get that cottage ASAP. Because seeing more of these cards, I would have probably started grabbing some summer with the winters. Would have been sweet. Yeah. Gain a victory point. Choose 2. Gain a victory point, build a structure, or plant a vine. This one. Draw a green, purple, and blue card. Yeah, that would have been great. But again, I just lacked on the summer cards. I was trying to dig on the winter to find stuff to help me make wines or get me workers. Lose 3 victory points to gain 9, or pay 6 to gain 2 victory points. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just lots of gaining money here would have been nice too in the summer, but yeah, if I also realized that I could sell grapes earlier, I kept forgetting about that ability, but I could have maybe focused a little bit harvesting earlier to get these cheap white grapes in there and just sell them, or when they age, sell some of the 2s off to help not, like, so I don't go to gain tours or give tours, or I guess the field. I still would have sold the field. And another thing I regret doing was putting this in the 6 field. I probably should have just filled the 7 or filled the 6 and then put this little one in the 5 so I could sell off my 7 or my 6, because that 1 extra lira could have been huge. Just helping me get the cottage maybe built earlier. But yeah, I like it. If you just ignore the irrigation and the trellis, I think is what you do in this little mission. And don't waste your time on those spots. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. That be it. But yeah, that's cool. That's some Viticulture solo. That was awesome to play. Thank you everyone who joined in and was chatting with us. If you want to watch this live in the future, or watch us live in the future and you're watching this later, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss when we go live. Thank you to everyone who backs us on Patreon. We appreciate your support. If you'd like to back us on Patreon, you can go to that link, or it's down in the description below. You can follow us on social media, back us on Patreon, donate there if you'd like to support the channel, you like the work we do. It all goes back in the channel, of course. We use it to purchase games and new equipment and travel to conventions, all that kind of stuff. On Patreon, we have a few goals going, trying to raise... thank you, no problem. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for being here and watching. But yeah, it's a great solo game for sure. But we are running goals on our Patreon. I'd set up some goals. So if you're interested, go check those out. Where I'm just trying to get to, I think the first goal at $100 Patreon goal is I'll do a top 10 games of all time list. As long as we're above that 100 threshold, I will do it every year. And then we have other goals in there of trying to get us to Origins, to Gen Con, to help offset the cost of those. If we get there, we will get some videos, obviously, meet with some publishers, try to get some other games for the channel, build some relationships, meet up with some of our Patreon backers and play some games there in the evenings. There's all those kind of things we want to try to do. But if you'd like to help us get there and do that, we're trying to get the word out early. It's February, almost March, and Origins Game Fairs in June, Gen Cons in late July, early August, and maybe even PAX Unplugged might be on the docket by later in the year if we can get our Patreon totals up enough to help fund the channel. So that's what we're trying to do. But there's other goals there to try to get a 24-hour marathon going. I don't remember what the values are of all this stuff. Set them a little while ago. But if you'd like to see a 24-hour marathon stream on the channel, head on over to Patreon. Tell your friends, tell other people to watch the channel, get them to back us, donate, whatever, support. It all helps. Obviously, it helps the channel grow, get more content out there. But yeah, we appreciate everyone who's backed us so far. You guys are awesome. And anyone who's backed us in the past, we appreciate you too. Everything's obviously gone on the channel to help us get these games and spend the time doing this stuff now. So we appreciate it. But anyways, thanks everyone who's chilling here with us. Thank you for watching this in the future. More live streams are coming on the channel this week and many more weeks. So head to youtube.com/Rob's Gaming Table. You'll see upcoming streams. Set reminders for the ones you want there. And if you want to help impact which games we play on those streams, some of them, once a week at least, you can go be a Patreon backer also and donate, or not donate, sorry, vote on which games we pick and play and have a say in there. And also some of the videos we're posting there early, ad-free, exclusively for Patreons early that we release later. And I'll start doing some streams and or videos that are going to be Patreon only to try to give back to everyone who's giving to us. So trying to make it kind of more worth your while. But we appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support. And I'll see you in the next one, which will be in a few hours when we do Aeon's End Episode 3. So tune into that tonight. And tomorrow we'll be playing some Architects of the West Kingdom. So see you later. Bye-bye.